ChairShot Podcast coming at you here. I was about to say we're rounding off January. Let me put up my calendar. Yes, no, we are, because next week will be the 1st of February. Oh my God, how them resolutions going, listeners? I hope you're all still in the gym and still vegan and that. And maintaining your most important resolution, which is, of course, to keep listening to the ChairShot Podcast instantly the second it hits your podcast feed. I'm Barry here, bringing you some gas.
That is disgraceful.
Oh, folks, listen, it's been a long week, all right? With me, as always, in my ever-dependable co-host, first of all, we got Joe.
Hello, everybody.
And also Paul.
Hello, I'm sorry, I don't have any gas in the chamber.
Damn it, Paul's also drinking a Pepsi Max like me, but he's not regurgitating it back at the audience, making it their problem. So which is fair enough. It's very mature of him. How we doing, boys? It's been a quiet week on my end. How's it been on your ends?
Very good.
Decent, yes. Michelle's birthday tomorrow, so
Happy birthday.
celebrating.
Birthday.
We went to there's a new pub that opened up near us. Well, it was an old pub that's been like taken over and refurbished.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I went there for the first time. It was very nice. I had a chicken, ham, and leek pie.
Ooh,
Yes, it was good.
And a lovely pint of Cruz Campo, which is, just what you want. So,
Horse cum what?
excuse me.
What's the
No habla español. Cruz Campo.
Cruz Campo.
What's
that?
Good. It's a beer, Paul. Paul,
A beer.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
I don't
You
know
would
Spanish
know.
and I don't know beers.
You don't Spanish, you don't know
crazy.
you don't know now, mate.
Uno guineso, por favor.
Ooh. They actually didn't have Guinness in this pub. They had Murphy's, which is interesting.
Oh,
Murphy's.
right,
You know Murphy's.
the cork,
I've seen that for a while. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
I was in Aldi, or it might have been Lidl the other day, and they had the three most popular Irish stouts, and Murphy's was the cheapest of the three.
Like,
Beamish was the middle.
The old Beamish.
And Guinness was expensive.
increased competition about stout enjoyers. Maybe it's time to branch out, because with the constant hiking of the price of a pint of Guinness, Diageo cranking up that dial, so people are like, oh, there's plenty of other nice stouts you can drink, which is true. Beamish is nice, Murphy's is nice, so broaden out, split the M instead of the G if you are so inclined.
Yeah.
How's that? How's the
I didn't have any Spanish wares, I'm afraid to say.
no
I did buy a Swedish bookcase, though.
oh yeah
Yes.
Yeah, I did get it. I was speaking this week about scoping out furniture to buy. So, last week I wanted to buy this bookcase in Yisk. They didn't have it. Even though apparently, they had, when I looked on the website, it said they had 2 in store. But when I asked, they said they didn't have any. But then there was another Yisk that literally just opened up this week in Blanchardstown. They had 6 in stock. So I grabbed one there, drove over, 35-minute drive there. So a little bit far away, but I wanted it. And my thinking was, because this was on the day it opened, it was on the 22nd. And I said, grand, they'll have loads of stock. It's their first day. The thing I didn't factor is what else they would have is loads of people in the shop.
yes yeah
So I went over and, there was queues going every which way. So I got in. I figured a shop like Yisk, kind of an IKEA-like, but it's not one where it's like a little zoo where you're going around this crazy little wall. It's just a more conventional store. I thought they would have kind of, here's the counters for if you want to buy in person, and here's your click and collect counter. Because that's what I did, click and collect. So I thought I would just show up. Here's me receipt. Where is me stuff? But no, you just have to get into the human cattle queue with all the other cows. And eventually someone will say, oh yeah, someone will bring that out to you in however much time it'll take. There's no system or order. Just every 5 minutes a fella comes out with a trolley and goes, yeah, anyone for a deck chair? Anyone? And someone goes, yeah, that's fine. And then he disappears with them for 10 minutes. Anyway, we eventually got it, hoisted it into my little car. Big old box, because of course, being a bookcase, the box is as long as the longest part, which are the side panels. So it's a good, I would say, a good 7 foot, maybe 7.5 foot bookcase. So it was going in the car, through the back seats, and up the front, nearly through the windscreen. But we got it back anyway. And then I drove over to my parents, and all my books and stuff that I had in storage in the attic over there, I saved from just sitting up there for years upon years. So I got all my art books, my Zelda books, my Studio Ghibli books, my Super Mario encyclopedia, my Lost encyclopedia, are all now neatly displayed on this lovely bookcase in my sitting room. So I'm very happy with that. So we got the bookcase, we got the coffee table, I got a nice frame for my little trading cards to go in. So I plop that on the wall. And I got some little frame things off Amazon because I own one vinyl LP record that I wanted to put on the wall. I got that with there was like during COVID, it became the hot thing to do like these like concerts, quote unquote concerts that would be like recorded in a studio or whatever, and you'd buy a ticket to it and you get various perks with it. So I got a vinyl. I don't want to say record because that makes me think of Anthony Fantano, and that makes me think of the project
last week. Yeah.
So I got the physical project. It dropped and shipped to my house, and also came with a little autographed like ticket for the show. So I have that in a little thing on the wall now as well. So it's cool. So yeah, I mean the sitting room is kind of leveled up now from a barren, very male designed thing where nothing matches. The couch doesn't match the armchair. But now it's all, one thing that I wanted to do is have everything just kind of wooden, almost like the wardrobe behind me, that kind of light wooden color. So the TV unit is that, the two bookshelves are that, the coffee table is that, this kitchen table is that. So now it's all starting to look like a sitting room. So very happy with that. The Oscar nominations came out, which we'll talk about in our movie section. So I've made my list, and I guess when we get to the movie section, I'll go through for people who are maybe new listeners. I know we have some of those since we started releasing on YouTube, and a lot of people talk about podcasts these days, which I'm very happy to see. So we'll just go through maybe some of the movies that we've seen on the lists and maybe give some early thoughts. And then the other thing is, for me and Joe, obviously we can talk about footy in a broader sense, but I guess we'll touch first on, Joe, how are you enjoying the early days of the new interim Manchester United manager? I'd never heard of him before. This young Spaniard they brought in, Miguel Carrique. He's been doing quite well. Did you enjoy that today, Joe?
I had a good time, yeah. I actually kind of felt like we could always get back in it and win. That was the unusual feeling that I haven't had for a while, is that actually, even though we went behind and then they equalised again, I was like, yeah, we could still win this though. And I think that's part of Carrick's thing is, yeah, I know Cunha scored like a worldie, right? It was an amazing goal.
And Doherty did as well.
Yeah, you can't coaching that necessarily. But the fact is we were going forward and trying to score, not substituting the centre backs and trying to just sort of I don't know, do
not lose.
Nothing. Yeah. So it was good, and it was just simple football. I think that's what Man United should play. It's almost like Real Madrid. They don't play with a system; they just get the best players in a simple system.
Well, when they brought in a manager to try to play a system,
and it fucked it up because he's
gone. He's not there anymore.
Not doing that. Yeah, and I think it's the same at United. They're not a system club. They're a let's sign all the best players and let them score goals club.
Well, don't talk to me about United DNA though. That's my least favourite phrase of 2026.
What that means is how United played for a brief period in the 90s. That's the DNA.
Whenever I hear Neville less so Keane, but Neville, Ferdinand, and the like talk about United DNA. United DNA is a phrase that means we're entitled to be good, used by self-deluded fool pundits. But I mean, look, one thing as well is definitely makes the league overall a little bit more interesting from the neutral point of view. Only 4 points between Arsenal, City and Villa now. And one thing I noticed today when I looked it up, last day of the season, City versus Villa, possibly for the championship. That'll be a hell of a game if those two are still in but come the end. But yeah, it's been an interesting turnaround since Carrick's come in. Obviously, last week you had Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Villa, all dropping points. And so, possibly if City and Villa had won last weekend, it might be even 2 points in it. Now it might be even closer. But it is nice from, at both ends of the table these last couple of weeks. It looked like the league was dead and buried, and it looked like the relegated teams were dead and buried. And suddenly, West Ham have woken up. Forest have woken up. Wolves have started picking up points. So he's like, oh my God, teams even as far up as Spurs, Bournemouth, Brighton, need to look over their shoulder now and say, oh, hang on a second. Like Spurs' next 4 fixtures, I don't think Spurs will get relegated, but just in the interest of discussion. Their next 4 fixtures are like City, United, Arsenal and Newcastle. And if they don't win any of those games and teams behind them pick up 1 win, 2 wins, suddenly Spurs are like 2 points from safety. And suddenly it's getting hairy. So it's just, the league has kind of, the way these last 2-3 weeks have gone, the league itself has kind of become more interesting again on every level. You have the 3 teams fighting out at the top. From the 4th down to like 11th, there's like 4 points in it or something. And then at the bottom again, seems again, apart from Wolves, who I think have woken up, but are a little too far behind. I think the other teams are all still in with a shout.
Yeah. How about that Liverpool result? Oh, it was nice. That was nice as well. Last minute winner. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking good.
Now, this is the thing though, especially from, again, the Manchester United point of view. Can we beat Fulham at home? That's always been the sticking point. We beat the big teams. We beat City. We beat Arsenal. Can we beat Fulham at home? Because I feel like a little bit of deja vu. I feel like we've been in this situation. And we'll go out and get a great result and beat Liverpool at Anfield and then draw with 10-man, lose against 10-man Everton, draw with Burnley, draw with Wolves. Can we go out and beat these teams? Can we go out and beat Fulham? Can we go out and beat Spurs? Let's see. But certainly very enjoyable from the point of view of a Man United fan. I did, as you mentioned, Joe, I did watch the Bournemouth-Liverpool game, very entertaining game. And again, from a Man United point of view, very satisfying ending. Chelsea were good as well, and I watched the Villa game this morning. Villa were great, I gotta say. Newcastle had very few chances, and Villa took theirs very well. So let's see. I mean, Villa are still in there. It's funny to think when I think back for the first few weeks of the season that Villa went their first, 4 games without scoring a goal, and suddenly they're this amazing team. And Liverpool, of course, had won their first 5 in a row. And have kind of fallen back. But again, they've kind of, aside from this weekend's result, they kind of seem to be getting their legs under them somewhat as well. So yeah, all to play for in the next couple of months. It definitely, I think, as we just said from top to bottom, I think this is one of the more interesting seasons we've had in a few years. I'm very much looking forward to the run in. So we'll see. And I know, if we had an Arsenal, if there were any Arsenal fans listening, one question I would throw out is, I think Arsenal are still in with a very good shot at the Champions League, which they've never won.
Yeah.
Do you, if given the choice, do you focus more on the league and winning the Premier League for the first time in 22 years, or the Champions League and winning that for the first time ever? So let's say they had, this probably won't happen. Let's say they had a quarterfinal Champions League, Real Madrid, and then they play like City on the Sunday. Do you, what way did they manage that? I'd be interested to know which ultimately Arsenal fans would want to win more.
I'd be going for the Champions League. They've won.
I think they've got a great shot to win the Champions League.
They should be going. Yeah, I would take that. But then they haven't won the league for so long. There is that argument of it feels more legitimate to win the Premier League. Like, you are the best.
Yeah,
team. Like,
over the,
you can kind of fluke the Champions League like Liverpool did in 2005 when they weren't all that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're the biggest. They're the biggest team in Europe that's never won the European Cup. I would say by far. Now the PSG have won it, especially.
Do you know what my other favorite little trend is this season? English teams just winning in the Champions League. It doesn't matter how shit they are in England. There's something about the physicality of the English teams this season where even Spurs will go out and beat Dortmund like it's nothing and then come back to England and lose to wherever they're Burnley. I just can't.
It's like when you see a WWE guy turn up on the Indies and it's just like they're 6 inches taller and 200 pounds bigger, and it's just like
that's what the English teams in Europe feels like this season.
Little 5'7" India.
So I do feel like this season, an English team, I'm going to predict it now, an English team is going to win the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
I just feel like whatever reason the English game has developed in such a way that the continental teams are really struggling to have.
I think it's that combination of the physicality that you say and the technical level still being high. It's not like it's just, kick it long and have a tussle. It's like there's still a good technical level, but also bringing that physicality.
Very strange, because you see the results come in. It's like Liverpool beat Real Madrid, Spurs beat Dortmund, as I just said. Why can't they do in the league? What's happening? What is so strange? Anyway, we'll see how that goes. That's about it for the news, I want to say. Do you want to get into the wrestling talk?
Bit of wrestling news here. Some moving and shaking going on in the world of wrestling. Let's talk about the well, before we get into the contract stuff, we'll talk about some kind of minor news from the week, which was the AEW TV shuffling. Various parts of the US were being battered by a storm this weekend. Stormy conditions, including the location for going to be a live collision. So they kind of hastily cancelled that and turned Dynamite into a double taping. Which I guess worked out for the best because they've done those type of tapings before in the past. And I suppose everyone there.
It worked out in the sense of they had a load of stars on Collision. It didn't feel like a collision almost.
Yeah, so turn that negative into a positive, which was good for them. Yeah, so they managed to think on their feet and get an episode of TV in the can without it. Saturday morning rolling around and going, oh fuck, we've cancelled this show.
I think the only match they had advertised that they couldn't do ultimately was the Briscoe El Clan match,
right,
which is scheduled for Dynamite this week instead.
They did also announce on the show that Juice Robinson wasn't cleared to wrestle, and I don't know if we've any info yet on the specifics of that, if that was just a storyline thing.
I would imagine you'll get that in the next day or two.
I would think it's probably legitimate because I don't know what storyline he would be in right now for someone to be jumping in.
If it wasn't, why wouldn't they just say he's had travel issues, he can't make it?
Yeah, so maybe he
also the missus was there.
Right. So we'll kind of await an update on our Juice there. That'd be unfortunate for him. He's not.
Hopefully, it's nothing serious because those guys.
On Collision has been snake bitten.
Yeah, on Collision, they had the match Davison Doyle versus Austin and Billy Gunn, and they played the Bang Bang Gang music, and Austin Gunn just standing there on his own. It was so sad.
Yeah. I mean, this is a team that was doing the cardboard cutout joke bit a year ago. And they're still all injured and everything. So I guess that's that was why they I was about to say blew the mothballs off Billy Gunn, but I feel like that guy wrestles plenty, to be honest. Anyway, after his match, then he's like, "Give me a podcast, Mike, boys. I have to talk shit about everyone and how nobody knows how to grab a hold anymore."
And that's the thing I love, by the way. The people who say this, right? It's never like Steamboat.
No.
Just Joe comments on.
No, it's never.
Pete Gas says that AW wrestlers work too fast.
It's never any of the. It's never any of the wrestling aggregators firing up Google Translate for a new Kobashi interview. Where he was like, well, of course, back in my day, I know how to put on a hold, I know it is. I mean, it is always the guy who didn't sing the song in the New Age Outlaws doing that. So there you go. Anyway, Going back to the aforementioned moving and shaking, moving around, we did get clarity on the Trey Miguel situation that was developing last week as we were on the show. There was kind of like, shortly after we did the show, there was like classic Observer Radio bit where they all but said what had happened without actually saying it. Brian Alvarez goes, well, it wasn't any wrestlers complaining about him. It came from on high. And then Dave said, above even Tony. And that's all they said. They did not elaborate any further, even though they had ostensibly just outright said what it was at that stage. Basically came out that this was some variety of a Jay Briscoe-esque situation where WBD took umbrage with some of Miguel's various social media bust-ups in the past. We didn't get specifics on it. He's had a couple, we don't really know which ones yet. That story is really weird. I don't know, because it's not like every single person on the AEW roster passes these tests if you were to play them out in your head. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I not to get too tinfoil hat about it, but to me it just almost seems like did he rub someone the wrong way over the years, which he has certainly done. And when it was announced that he signed, someone popped an email off and was like, did you get a load of this tweet from 6-7 years ago? I don't know, but we did get clarity on that. And then he popped back up in TNA 3 days ago, whenever their most recent TV episode was, which is kind of funny, but also, you know what? I think not a bad move out of TNA, I think, because it's like, all right, well, he was already a wrestler you had signed and obviously had interest in booking. And while it's certainly not going to be a red hot story for much longer, he was the talk of the wrestling world for a couple of days there. And I said he was already a guy they booked and obviously liked having on their shows. So there you go. Odd situation.
I mean, the thing with this social media is, number one, if who is in that sphere, and I'm not wrestling, but acting, any kind of public figure kind of situation, and just still has those tweets from 2015 when you were 17 years old up, because people love digging for that stuff. Just get rid of it. Delete all your Twitter, delete all that stuff.
Now, I don't know if he has or he hasn't, but I know there's like news articles and stuff out there that are still up, so it's kind of like, he could do an old scrubberoo, but I don't know. But yeah.
And then the thing is, like, is there a statute of limitations on, like, how long? And look, I've always said, if someone does something stupid like that, or something not even stupid, something horrible, is there ultimately an element of, if someone is legitimately sorry for having done something in the past, can people not be forgiven ever?
So have you heard the shit people in America say? Honestly, the president says this shit. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh God, we're offending our sensibilities here. It's like, get over it. Come on.
Yeah. And I did see people bringing up that. Like I said earlier, there's a long list of people in AEW that you could take umbrage with. But yeah, I don't know. Weird story. Anyway, speaking of weird, a couple of very odd names cropping up in dark matches on AEW this week. I mean, it's worth pointing out AEW was in Florida this week, so it's kind of like a lot of wrestlers live there.
A lot of people live there.
But the artist formerly known as Baron Corbin got a dark match that obviously raised some eyebrows. Some people disgusted at the suggestion. I'll be honest, more alarming to me was that they had the Gallus lads. I mean, now you want to talk about something I would pay to not see. That trios division heating up in with those stars from 2013 ICW. So
I wouldn't put the Ring of Honor 6-man belts on them.
No, I don't put much of anything in these appearances,
There's always like these people get invited backstage because they're friends with someone in the company, and I think it's like Tony is probably very polite. It's kind of the what's his name, the WWE guy, what is useless, who got released. No, the way with the hot Scarlet Boudreaux. And
Cross.
Karrion Kross, yeah. When he's asked about him, he's like, "Oh, it's interesting. It's like, I don't think Tony's like seriously considering it, but obviously I'm sure they've got mates in the company that are pushing, why don't we hire Gallus? They're good lads,
Yeah, I'm sure Baron Corbin has a lot of pals, and to be fair, he's working. He struck me as a type of fellow, sports, not sports star, but sports background, and then 10 years in the WWE system. I was like, okay, there's a fellow who the second he's released, he's just done. Turned out to not be the case. He's putting in his shift in Major League Wrestling and places of that ilk. So seems to legitimately want to keep going on with it, and as such, I'm not too surprised they gave him a little shot ski on. Oh, I don't even know if this was taped. I assume this was Ring of Honor. I'm actually not sure if it was taped.
No, I think it was just a dark match.
Just a dark match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really lose any sleep over it. So yeah, there you go. People who are actually showing up in AEW on a regular basis. We had Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. I had not heard of Alec Price until like 2 weeks ago. He had that match with MJF. MJF defended the world title on a Limitless wrestling show. Yeah. That match is up on YouTube. I've not had a chance to watch it. I heard it was quite good. I have not seen anything of Alec Price prior to his Dynamite match this week. Jordan Oliver been around for quite a while, obviously. I think he's really put it together. I think he's gotten a lot better. I think he was extremely not good for a very long time. Whenever I'd watch like WrestleMania weekend, he was a GCW regular, and I just thought, he was not very good. But I've actually enjoyed the last couple of things I've seen from him. So, based on their appearance on Dynamite this week, they are very much, I think, going to be your white meat, skinny, flippy boys who are probably in there
as well.
Yeah, just to get beaten up by FTR and
I thought they came out very green. Very green. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, what do they offer that you don't have in Top Flight? Do you know what I mean? Let's see. They're only in the door, but
Tony seems to be quite aggressive with the recruitment this year, so maybe it's a TNA thing, a WWE thing. WWE's back on the indie talent tip rather than the volleyball player tip. Mm-hmm. So is it that? Does he have plans for other Ring of Honor? Is this finally, maybe with the whole Warner Brothers thing, Tony's thinking, actually, maybe I shouldn't be so loyal going forward. Maybe do I need to look at other options? Look for other stuff. So yeah, you don't know. Could be many reasons. But I've never seen these lads before, and I don't have any opinion yet. I'll wait about 3 years until they get really good, and then I'll.
Well, that's the thing,
Then I'll like them. That's how I'd send it.
I hope that they're under a deal, but they will continue to just work the indies.
You'd hope so, yeah. Not to just be stuck on Ring of Honor wrestling, the Scousers,
Yeah, of course, yeah. So yeah, I think that was all the wrestling news for the week. Oh no, I actually just saw as we were going to air there. Where was this? What was this? Oh yes, okay. This is from Fightful. Oh, speaking of Fightful, by the way, I saw Tony Khan got a some variety of year-end award from Fightful.
Booker of the Year, mate.
Was it Booker of the Year? Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
And they posted a video of him receiving the award, and he was Tony Khan. He was very gracious and very smiley and very happy to be accepting his award from Fightful. But the video begins with the longest millennial pause you have ever seen in the entire history of motion video. It's like the video starts and Tony Khan just looks at the camera. Thank you so much to Fightful. Really great to have this award. It's great. It's fucking
There's no
great.
Have a video editor to
just crop. You can crop a video quite easily.
You don't even need to have a dedicated app or be especially social media savvy. Most of these apps let you do that natively now. Anyway, AEW News also on Fightful. They filed for a trademark. Brawling Birds.
Oh, that's got to be Hater and...
I was going to say, is like some kind of a British soap spin-off instead of a reality TV show.
The Brawling Birds.
Jamie Hayter's storming into the old Vic. And Peggy's like,
they were doing the
I said, you're bad. Jimmy Hater's like, you bitch, you shit on me. Alex Windsor comes in, all right, leave it out, girls, leave it out. You don't tell me to leave it out, MASALA. If that is their tag team name, that is very funny. That is very funny.
Birds.
Broad and Birds. It just sounds like something. It's like something a fake British sitcom on The Simpsons would be called. But very important breaking news there. Yeah, that's the news for the week. Do we want to segue into a fantasy update?
Let's do it.
Sure can. And more shifting places here in the fantasy league land. Joe had a very strong Dynamite and then had nobody in action on Collision whatsoever. Barry, on the other hand, had a very strong Collision and Dynamite. So Barry's shot into a lead here. Barry's on 79. I'm in second place in 66, and then Joe on 60.
Okay.
But however, as we know already scheduled for Dynamite, we have Mark Briscoe defending against El Clon. Should be some points in the bag for me. Swerve Strickland against Andrade. Very much looking forward to it.
They both take their pads off.
We'll get to that. Some Swerve Strickland points potentially there. FTR defending the tag team titles, so points for both. And a Statlander title defense against Tekla as well. So if, apart from maybe the Dax Harwood defense, everything else is looking Team Paul, Team Joe. So it might level out somewhat by the next time we speak. But so far, Barry's jumped into a lead with, to be fair, 27 points this week. Everyone in action on his team, apart from Tekla, Pac, and Will Ospreay, who's out of injury. Of course, everyone else wrestled. And only Speedball not winning. Samoa Joe, Claudio, Dax Harwood, Takeshita, and Adam Page all winning and defending the title successfully. So everyone in action. Looking at the whole league overall, Barry now has only one wrestler who has not wrestled. That's Will Ospreay. I only have one who's not wrestled. That's Mercedes Moné, come back soon queen. But Joe has had 3 wrestlers who've not wrestled yet. Okada did return on Collision as well. So Okada is now back. We might see him in action at some point. Orange Cassidy was on Collision, did not wrestle, but he was there. So we might see him in action at some point. Hologram, still no word on Hologram. You would think, since they're still pushing forward this El Clon thing, we might see him soon.
If he's getting the title shot, maybe it'll be Wednesday.
Possibly.
Come on, Hologram. Yes,
come on, Hologram. So that's where we sit so far. There were no 5 stars in the week or anything like that.
No.
But we do have a lot of, as we said, 3 title matches on Dynamite. So we will have at least some bonus points, etc. Andrade picked up some points for me since I brought him in, of course. Didn't get any bonus points for taking his pants off, unfortunately.
No.
But, he picked up some points, and he will be in action on Dynamite. So I will be getting at least 1 point for that.
Yes,
barring any kind of DQ or anything. So again, that's something that I think is still very important this year. Is the points for wrestling. It's not only winning. So if you see one of your guys' names come up on even a rundown for a show, that's points in the bag.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Barry's had 20 matches this year, 19 for my team, only 15 for Team Joe. Joe typically has the team with the most matches, but so far this year, actually the fewest. So let's see if Team Joe can't get a few more matches in the bag. Ricochet also had a match announced against Jack Perry. That won't be this week, I don't think. That'll be on one of the Las Vegas show, whenever that's going to be. So that's the fantasy update. I don't think we have, again, any other news. One thing just to point out is in regards to the top 10 list for the year so far, 5 men, 5 women.
Ooh.
So very evenly distributed.
Very nice.
Megan Bain, Willow, Tony, Chris Statlander, and Mina Shirakawa all in the top 10 for points as it stands, along with Hangman, Kevin Knight, Speedball Bailey, El Clon, and Wheeler Yuta, funny enough.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, if you discount the trio who won the trios titles, apart from those 3 wrestlers, Megan Bain and El Clon are joint top. So, still strange. I mean, people who you would expect to be up there still haven't quite got the points in the bag.
Give Clon the bonbon. All right, that's what we're. He wants a little sweet, and he should be allowed to have it. Okay.
Okay. Quiz time.
Quiz time.
Quiz time. Playing Wordl-ow, which is wrestling Wordle.
Let me open up that text document real quick here.
Yeah. So this is to remind listeners. This is where I've selected a mystery wrestling personality. And the boys have 6 guesses. They'll guess 6 wrestlers, and for each guess, I will tell them whether the age, build height, build weight, TV debut year, and first letter of the name is up or down from where they need to be, basically. They have 6 guesses to get it. I think do Joe and I have the record of getting it in like 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Something crazy. Typically we fall in the 4-ish range. I think we only didn't get it once. I think Barry missed on Zack Sabre Jr., if I don't make a mistake with that memory. Okay, so where do we want to begin, boys? You're playing together. It's a joint effort here. Whoever would like to get the ball rolling here.
I feel like the last time we did this, Joe, wasn't it? I feel like the thing was kind of like we were kind of going kind of mid-range age and middle of the alphabet.
Yeah.
You know,
so someone like an M.
Yeah.
Lauren. Mike, how old's Speedball? He's quite late 30s, isn't he, actually?
30s, yeah. It's probably not a bad place to start, yeah.
You guys, Mike's. Or is that an S for Speedball? What's the rules again?
Well, the Wikipedia title, Wikipedia page title. That's the letter I used. First letter of.
So would that be?
That'll be Mike Bailey. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's go for Mike.
Let's go Speedball Mike Bailey.
Speedball Bailey.
Speedball Mike Bailey. Okay, let me pull it up here. Emile Charles Bayer-Jean Laberge.
Bonjour.
What? Sacre bleu.
That is his real name. Per Wikipedia, is what's we're looking here? 35.
Okay.
So we're looking for someone older than 35.
Ooh. Right.
Emile Charles is 5'8".
Okay.
5'8".
We're looking for someone taller than that.
Okay.
He is 174 pounds.
Okay.
We're looking for somebody heavier than that, please.
Heavier. Okay.
Heavier. He first letter is B. Sorry, B, M.
Okay.
I'm not giving anything away because we are actually looking for a letter later in the alphabet, so I don't know where B came from. Bailey, possibly. Bailey, maybe. And TV debut year, I'm thinking I'm going to be taking his TNA debut for this. Let me just scroll down here. 2021. We're looking for somebody who debuted earlier than that.
Earlier. Okay. I think we got some good stuff to work with here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for late 30s and up, someone taller than 5'8", so let's say 6+, a heavier guy, later than M, and an earlier debut, which would make sense.
I'm thinking R or S.
Yeah.
And they're older than 30. Older than 35. It's like a...
How old is Swerve Strickland? Do you know?
Oh, I think he's only like 32, 33.
Okay.
He's a bit younger. Scott. Who's someone called Scott? Steve.
Scott Too Hot.
Steve Macklin. How old's he?
I think he's probably 36, 37, yeah. Paul going into his TNA bag.
I just can't think of anyone else called Steve.
We
have to go with Steve.
We don't have to go with Steve, but
he probably ticks a lot of those.
There's a couple of wrestling Steves. To be honest.
What about Steve Austin? Of course, yeah. He debuted earlier in 2021.
Hold on, 35.
There's gotta be who else are some Steves or S's. I think S would be a good direction.
Sami Zayn.
Okay, so he'd be taller than 5'8", I would say. He's definitely older. He's probably a comparable weight.
I'm guessing with Speedball Bailey, you pick someone who's very small and very light.
Yeah, and he would have debuted on NXT like over a decade ago. I think Sami Zayn is probably not a bad
Sami Zayn.
Unless his Wikipedia is really under El Generico, but I don't think so. Sami Zayn, Paul.
It is under Sami Zayn. Don't know that Sammy is short for Samuel. I've never considered that really before.
That was just a joke.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's... Oh, okay. Apparently, as talking about wrestling Steves, by the way, I'm looking at Wiki here. He made his professional wrestling debut in 2002 under the name Stevie McFly.
Who's that? Steve?
Actually, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. I know.
Another wrestling Steve.
Steve McFly. That's a good name.
Stevie McFly. Okay, let's get back to business here. Sami Zayn, what age is this son of a bitch? 41.
41.
Wow.
Right.
So we are looking for someone younger.
Okay. So we've narrowed down the range. Very good.
Between 35 and 41. What height are you, Sami Zayn? 6'1". My God, he's a big boy.
Really?
He's a big boy, but not big enough because we're looking for someone even bigger.
Ooh, boy.
212. He's a heavy boy, but he's actually heavier than me. But not heavy enough because we're looking for someone even heavier.
Big boy.
Big boy. SpongeBob, big boy. S. Looking for a letter later in the alphabet. The next.
Interesting.
And TV debut. I'm not going to take Ring of Honor. I'm going to take his NXT debut. Even if NXT, when he debuted, I don't know where. If that was, it would have been on TV, wouldn't it? NXT?
Network. No, that would have been Network.
Yeah, well, I'm going to count NXT anyway. So fucking.
Yeah.
I make the rules. 2013. We're looking for later than 2013, please.
Interesting.
Between 2013 and 2021. Okay,
I think we've got some good ranges here. So between 35 and 41, and between 2013 and 2021.
Yeah. So later than S. So have we got TUVWXYZ?
No, wouldn't be Xavier Woods. He was on TNA like in 2009.
Yeah,
that was Consequences Creed. He was on TNA in 2009.
QRST.
Who's a T? W.
T's
W. Wayne. Willie.
Wayne. Wait,
Wayne. That was Catwoman's favorite. What? Master Wayne, you Willie.
Wario Wank. Willie.
Wario Wank.
Wang Yang.
Am I going to finish first?
Jimmy Wang Yang. Will Ospreay. No, he's not.
When would he have been on telly first?
Oh no, he's not. He's younger. Anyway,
he's younger. Yeah, he's.
Will, is there another Will?
Hobbs, who'd also be younger, I would say.
Royce Keys. We didn't talk about that, by the way. I like the name Royce Keys. Am I one of the only person in the world?
Yeah. It's to me, it's not really about the good or bad name. It's just the insistence that everyone be renamed. I'm just look. We've talked about that to death.
You could call it Powerhouse.
How old is Hobbs? He might be between 35 and 41, isn't he?
Because he is older than people would think, because he's relatively fresh faced on TV. The only thing I would wonder with him is he earlier than 2021? Was he a 2020 guy on AEW? I think he might have been. I wouldn't be certain. Okay, hang on. Let's look at this. So I could believe he's between 35 and 41. I could believe he's bigger than 6'1". I could believe he's heavier than 2012. He is later than S. And yeah, I'd say he probably just about beats 2021 on the day. I think that's a fair enough. If we want to take a punt on
let's go. It might help us.
Yeah, but his Wikipedia is surely Will Hobbs rather than Powerhouse. So
we will.
Okay, yeah. We'll take a punt on him anyway.
Okay, look him up here. No, his Wikipedia is Powerhouse Hobbs.
Fuck.
So P, obviously, we're looking for a letter later. P. Apologies for that. William Hobson.
Okay.
That's a good name.
Just use that.
That's not a bad name at all, yeah.
35 he is. So we know Mike Brady's also 35, so we know that. He is 6'1", so we know.
Oh, you're telling me Hobbs is the same height as Sami Zayn? I don't believe it for a second.
Yeah, he's wrestled totally wide though.
It's the fucking
He's 270. We're looking for someone lighter than Will Hobbs.
Okay, well, that's a little bit helpful.
Will Hobbs is a heavy boy, 270 pounds of meat, and did debut on AEW in 2020. So we're looking for earlier than 2020.
Earlier, okay, right. You got a little something out of that.
Yeah, you got the top end of the weight and further figured out the debut year a little bit.
Okay. So, a 7-year window, and okay. What about T? I feel like there's got to be a million T's we're not thinking about here.
Yeah, it's not really a V, Victor.
Vert Vixen.
V X-Pac.
X-Pac, yes, okay.
Xavier. Desmond Xavier.
Xavier, the Ring of Honor champion.
Yes, I'd rest him.
T, because I can't think of any UVWX one. I mean,
surely T is kind of our big one here, but of course I'm drawing a blank on T.
Tommy, the tank engine.
Tommy. There must be a Tom. Come on, surely there's a Tom. Tony Storm's not even fucking 32. I don't even think she is.
Should be in 6'1".
Tom Latimer.
When would Tom Latimer have debuted? That would be an insane pull if Paul had gone Tom.
Yeah, I know, that would be ridiculous.
Where
was he for TNA?
NXT.
Oh,
he was
NXT.
He was like a network. He was in the original version of the Ascension. Wasn't that his first big thing?
I think you're right.
So he would have been 2012, 2013. He'd be straddling that line. We're looking for at least 2014. I think he was on TV before 2014.
Yeah, he's over 40 as well, isn't he?
At this stage, yeah, he must be surely.
So. Okay, T. Come on, T. Terry. Tommy. Terry.
What those we have got going in wrestling?
Orange Cassidy.
The Orange Cassidy, yes. The Pentagon.
Pentagon.
The Clon. The Megan Bain.
That's a good one.
God, this is hard.
I can't think of any wrestlers beginning with T anymore. Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, okay, yeah. He's definitely younger than all these ages, though. I'm fairly certain. Yeah,
under 36. Trey Miguel.
Trey Miguel would be a funny one. I mean, he's probably in his 30. Yeah, he's no. He's not 36. He's not 36. I don't.
TJ Perkins.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he's taller than 6'1".
I don't think he's taller than 6'1".
I don't think he's taller than 6'1".
No.
Big Bill. He's B.
William Morrissey.
Who else is sort of? I'm thinking of like TNA now. But I don't know if that's.
I wonder would Big Bill's Wikipedia page be under William Morrissey, because he did wrestle as William Morrissey. He's had enough different wrestling names that's when they usually just go, all right, we're just changing his page to his shoot name.
Does he fit? Is he under 40 still? Maybe.
I think. Oh, that's tough.
This could be another. I don't want another.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to burn it on a wrong name.
We need someone definitely whose name begins with TUV or W.
TUV.
Let's think of one wrestler.
Between
Vincent
in the who just wrestled the Hardy. He's a TNA. The righteous guy, Vincent.
Who's in TNA?
Another insane pull if that's what Paul's answer was. Vincent from the Righteous.
Who's in TNA now?
What a question.
David,
Frankie Kazarian, Mike Santana, Santino. Stop when you hear a wrestler you'd want to watch once in your life ever. No offense, Mike Santana.
Mustafa Ali.
Santino Hilton. He's older than 41, I'm fairly sure.
More than 270 as well.
He doesn't act like it.
Oh, God, this is really hard. Okay, TUE.
Right, let's just think of someone. Anyone. What?
W.
Yeah, let's get a guess. There was 3 guesses left, so we still have time.
All right, we've still got time. I'm not sure about Big Bill.
No, neither am I. But I'm like, okay, you got Will Ospreay, Will Hobbs. No, we've done Will Hobbs. William Morrissey.
Wendy or
Wechicero.
What name's beginning with W?
Wendy Richter. The Wendigo. What's Up, parentheses, sung by Ron Killings.
Like WWE, they've got 400 wrestlers.
I know, yeah.
Walter.
He's Gunther, though.
But would he still be Walter?
I think when you're a WWE World Champion, I think they update your page and they call you
automatically
threshold.
They call you your new name.
He's not really a world champion, is he?
Well, you know,
it's what the mid card belt. I'm not sure. Like
the nerds on Wikipedia take it seriously. What? Oh, okay. Oh, no, none of the other details. I finally found someone beginning with T, but none of the other details match at all. I was going to say Tekla, but she's tiny. And also debuted.
She's dense. Two weeks ago. Might be over 200.
Of pure muscle, perhaps, but I also think she only debuted about 3 weeks ago, so I don't think she's going to be pre-2021. Doesn't really work. Unless Paul's got his stardom tapes.
No.
It's the big show.
I'm just going to listing other women.
Wesley,
that guy from TNA from 15 years ago, Wesley.
Just trying to think of anyone called Wesley.
Davey Richards.
Yotei.
Finally, okay, hang on. Is he older than?
No,
he's not bigger than
any of these. But his name is W. That's something.
Well, when did he would have debuted after 2021? Surely, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course. We need. Even if we know it's wrong, it will still narrow it down a bit. But it's still something.
Okay. Would you rather go?
But doesn't narrow down any of this. He only
does Big Bill narrow some of these down? I don't think it'll be W, but might give us how tall are we going here, how heavy are we going, what year are we going?
Are you sure it debuted? Because we're looking at 2013 onwards, right?
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what?
He'd be 2011, wouldn't he, or 2012?
He would be. I think he could be 12 or 13 or 14. Yeah. I think it might be 14. I remember I saw him at a house show in like late 2014 when he was still with Enzo.
Yeah.
NXT Brooklyn, which was probably their peak as a team, that was 2015. So I think there might be a chance he was a 2014 debutant. But also he doesn't even start with W anyway, so
there's got to be wrestlers because with fucking W.
T is probably more. I can't believe we can't come up with anyone who starts with T. Okay. Tekla, Tessa Blanchard. Undertaker.
Mexican, like they probably don't have the 6'1", but like.
No, I don't think so.
Unicero.
Uno. No, player Uno.
Evil Uno. Ultimo Dragon.
Ultimo Monet.
Evil.
Ultimo Monet.
Or Japanese. And Japanese wrestlers we haven't thought of.
But T. See, we're going further and further out of our wheelhouse. I don't think if we can come up with an AEW wrestler beginning with T, I don't know if we're going to have to. T. No, I don't know any current like rest. Triple H.
Just attempt.
You weren't there for Baron Zachary Jr. game.
Sabre Jr. That begins with a Z.
It does.
What about
Yuji Nagata?
Yuri was that his Russian cousin.
Umaga.
Umaga would be good.
It's definitely.
It wouldn't count for anything in the categories, but because
we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Timothy Thatcher. He's.
What about the Usos? Oh no, they'd be Jimmy.
Yeah. They'd be under their respective J names.
Is it not an Uso by now? No?
Must be.
There must be someone in the bloodline. Tala Tonga. Imagine if that's what Paul was going for. No, actually, because he debuted.
Who's the New Japan one that's in there?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I think I have no fucking idea.
What's the tall New Japan guy? Wasn't he T?
What
in the
there was Tama Tonga, but he wasn't that tall.
Sure.
Yeah.
Should we just do it anyway? He seems like. I mean, I don't know much about him. Probably see him.
No, he's not. I don't think he fits into any of these.
Oh, fuck.
This is Paul. Is this really obvious? Would we know this person? I mean, obviously we know, but like,
I can't tell you, brother.
Well, he's not going to give us any hints. He's not going to give us any fucking hints at all.
This could go for hours.
It's not one where I go, lads. Of course, the answer was Nathan Martin, and Joe's like,
yeah, okay.
T.
Right, let's get a guess out here because otherwise we hear all night.
All right, Big Bill. I want to do Big Bill. Let's go.
I've always wanted to do Big Bill.
I mean, we don't king shame on here, like whatever you want to do. His Wikipedia page, I'm surprised. It's not W, but I thought it was maybe more likely going to be Big Cass.
Oh yeah,
it is Big Bill. He's on there.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so
that's a B. So it's fucking useless. Big Bill is 6'10".
Jesus.
So we're looking for smaller than 6'10", of course.
Okay.
So we're not looking for a fucking giant here, right?
Okay.
Big Bill, 39. So we're looking for younger than 39.
Okay. We've narrowed the age a bit. Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah. Big Bill is 276. So heavier than Hobbs, but just not by much, just by a little bit. And he debuted on TV on NXT television on June 5th, 2013. So we've had 2013.
Oh my God. Okay. So all we've done there is it's between 35 and 39. That's a pretty small window.
Isn't it 36? I thought we had 35.
Yes. Who's 36?
So that, okay. Wait, it's 30, between 36.
Between 30, well, we know it's not 35, so technically.
So 36 to 38, yeah.
Yeah. So what wrestler is 36?
Oh, someone who's 36 or 37. Finally, we've got it in the pop.
Okay, I'll do a little summary here, right? We know it's someone between 36 and 38. We know it's someone between 6'2" and 6'9". We know it is someone between 213 and 269 pounds. And we know the letter of the first letter of their name starts with a letter T or later in the alphabet. And we know that they debuted on TV from 2014 to 2019. That's what we know. We have 2 guesses left.
I can't believe I can't think of a wrestler beginning with T.
I mean, we've named quite a few.
I mean, we can, but not. We can, but not like.
Not one that you're certain like is the answer.
Terry Taylor, like only people that are clearly not the answer. So
we said Tony a while ago, but again, she's way smaller than the size and weight.
True.
She's way younger. It's the only thing she'd give us is a bit more clarity on the year, or
the letter.
The letter in the year, yeah. But fucking hell, are we struggling so much here that we're going to burn an obvious? Well, we just did that. We just did burn a fucking obviously incorrect one to try and get some clarity. Yeah, but no, she's so far out of the age range that I just don't think that's any use at all.
Okay. Who is it? Right, think about AEW wrestlers, right?
Okay.
You got Okay, Carter, Osprey, Takeshita. Oh, Takeshita.
Takeshita. Oh my fucking god! How are we sitting here?
Actually, that fits all of them, doesn't it? Yeah, he's over 6'1", I think, right?
Now, presumably, his Wikipedia would be K for Konosuke.
Or is it the Japanese way?
Well, I suppose they would say that, but I'm fairly certain Wikipedia would. But anyway, let's take. You know what though? That's no, but you know what though? The letter is the thing we really are trying to narrow down
here. Well, let's keep going. All right, Takeshita, Josh Alexander, the Guns. What's his name? Juice Robinson. Trent Beretta. Okay, he's older, but
he's probably older than.
He's not 6'1". Definitely before 2013.
Yes, yeah, he was like a 2010 CW guy. Yeah, okay.
Trent Beretta. Okay, who else? Ricochet. What's his lad? What's
Wait, I'm trying to look at the thing. What did we talk? What would disqualify Will Ospreay from this? Have we said?
He's not 36. He's not 36.
No, he's not 36.
He's like 32. Yeah.
He's okay.
What's your lad's names? The Gates of Destruction.
Toa Leona, and
what's the other one? Bishop Khan.
Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. Yes.
Toa Leona, is that?
I don't know how old he is, but that would be an interesting guess.
He's in the ballpark of this, isn't he? The weight and that.
If we can guess one that begins with T, I don't even know if this fucking guy has his own Wikipedia page, to be honest with you. But I'm happy to go Toa Leona just to get some more stuff on the board.
Let's just get something on the board.
Toa Leona.
Yeah. Toa
Leona. Toa Leona's first name is Bruce.
No.
Is it a B?
No, his Wikipedia is Toa Leona. I'll just say his real first name is Bruce Orlando Leo Pepe.
Another great shoot name.
Yeah. He is 34. So he's a little too young. Build height 6'4". So we're looking for someone shorter than 6'4".
Okay, so between 6'2" and 6'3". There we go.
6'2" and 6'3".
Okay.
Build weight 301.
Okay.
He's a big boy. Although I think he probably doesn't weigh that much anymore. He has lost quite a bit of weight lately. T. We're looking for a letter later in the alphabet than T.
Oh, God.
I spent so much time on T. It's not even T. And he debuted. Well, do I count Dark and Dark Elevation?
I mean, they were hot shows in real time. People watched them and talked about them.
If you include them, he debuted 2021, which we have already.
Okay.
Okay, so we're on the last guess, guys.
U, V, X, and Y, and Z.
Yeah.
U. Mo, I've done all these books already.
Vance, someone called like Vance.
Somebody called Vance. Anything? Is this anything? I assume Stephanie Vacher, her Wikipedia would be under S. So I would imagine.
She'd also not be 6'1" or 6'2" or 6'3", I would imagine.
Okay, it can't be like it can't be X, right? Because who could just.
But who? Yeah, I mean,
Xavier. Like
Xavier Woods is the only one I can think of, and
he's got to be older. Yeah.
He doesn't meet the rest of this. He doesn't meet the rest.
Let's rule out X. Y. Yeah. Ying. No idea on that one.
What about Uncle Howdy?
Ooh, hang on.
I pulled one out there, although I think he did. Well, actually, when did Bo Dallas debut? He did,
Whoa.
I've absolutely no fucking idea.
Could be anyone.
I've pulled up the WWE roster page just to have a look and jog my memory here, and I'm struggling.
I still think it's New Japan. I'm just
like we frown upon opening the roster pages.
Yeah,
well, you know what? I don't remember seeing a rule book.
If you get it, I'll put a little asterisk on the victory.
We're not going to get it, even with the roster.
I wouldn't worry about that. I would not worry about that.
I think we need to get it down to a letter and go, well, I don't open up the roster pages. I think that makes it a bit easy.
And yet here we are, sir. So
I just can we even throw out a guess? Is there anyone?
I don't know. Nectar Man,
Violence Man,
Vivisection Man,
Vinny Vivid,
Vinny Vegas. I have no idea. I'm happy to just pass and just say we give up.
Will Ospreay.
Okay. Do I need to read out the Ospreay? Okay, no, we'll just do Ospreay. Ospreay, but that's
just to get our Wordle next time message up top.
Okay. We get too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay. Let me pull him up here. William Peter Charles Ospreay.
Okay.
Is 32, so sadly he is too young. 6'1", too small. 220. So actually the weight, we would have narrowed it down slightly further. W is the correct letter that we're looking for. And TV debut year, I guess we'll say New Japan. 2016. So actually we're looking for later. We have named this wrestler on this episode of CSP. He has come up already. But we didn't think of him during the game. I thought it would be funny to try. There's a meta element to it. To try the wrestler the game is named after and see if you would get it. Of course, we were looking for Wardlow.
No.
We talked about him tearing his titty off when he attacked Swerve.
Oh, God, that's terrible. But also, we were never going to get a guy on the injured reserve. I mean,
he's an AEW. He's an AEW wrestler. We talked about him 5 minutes before we played.
The quiz is named after him, I get it.
The quiz is named. That's kind of the big one. The quiz is named after him. But, we're looking for Wardlow. Wardlow is what we're looking for. Wardlow is 6'3". He's 38. So he's no spring chicken, 266. And he debuted in 2019, which, of course, is the year AEW started.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, we couldn't get close enough to kind of figure that one out. So, unfortunately, it is a big fat L for the brothers.
It's a goose egg.
Hopefully, some of the listeners might have got it at home.
Oh, they were screaming it at their podcast. They were screaming, "Hey Siri, fast forward! Hey Siri, fast forward! These fucking idiots aren't going to get it." Thank God this podcast doesn't have ads. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, thank you, Paul, for another banging week of Wordl-ow and the Fantasy League update there for us. Segue over to our reviews here of week's television. Yes, I saw Dynamite live from Orlando, Florida, which was a strong show this week, I thought. Greatly appreciated.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Opened up with Tony Schiavone introducing MJF.
Well, opened up with the best news of the week. I'm Excalibur, joined by the human suplex machine, Taz. I was like,
shut your fucking mouth, Excalibur, you dumb bitch. It's not a big deal that I'm back at all. I'll fucking kill you. I don't know why he's Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know why that's happening.
Watch you a fucking shit German as well.
He was on one. He was absolutely on one on this broadcast, which was great. He certainly seemed energized, and I think he was putting that energy into, I have to really go back to being an actual heel and not being funny, silly Suplex Jones man.
Which I enjoyed. I liked as him.
I enjoyed him a lot. I thought he was very entertaining on this show. And he did it a lot more deftly than a lot of other people. So yeah. So we had MJF out. Brody King interrupted Kind of had a standard back and forth. MJF ran scared from Brody King.
Sure did.
There's your next kind of filler TV feud until we get closer to Revolution, I would say.
I think this is one of Brody King's better promos as well. I think Brody King has a tendency to have, he's a guy with a really fantastic look and hesitate to use the word aura, but he's got riz, he's got aura. But then when he gets on the mic, he's just kind of boring man. But this was better. I thought this was better. He came off as menacing here, so I like it.
Yeah,
MJF was funny as well. Funny.
MJF's been on a good streak lately.
Yeah. Well, let's wait until his instincts kick in and he says something.
We'll see.
But he's been good.
Early yet.
He's been good.
Samoa Joe defeated Speedball Mike Bailey. This is where Taz started going on one about the trio titles changing on a fluke. Which was funny. They did
no
not
mention of Hobbs.
No, they did not meaningfully write him off in any serious way at all. It was not a case of he took the pin and so Joe was like, "You'll never see that man again." They didn't do any. They just feed him to the title off and that was it.
They vanished. Yeah.
So there you go. I thought this match was really good. Joe dominated. Bailey got his little flashes, which the crowd were into. Crowd's really good tonight, and really strong stuff. This is a Dynamite of great matches that I don't have too much to say about. But I remember when it was done, I just looked back on the list of matches. I was like, man, for an average episode of television, that was such a strong collection of matches, and this was one of them.
Yeah, maybe we get into a comfort zone sometimes of just this is what we expect now. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the alternative, I mean, Joe reviewed TNA last week, and you'd be thankful for what we get every week. That's the other thing I want to just mention is this is not to kick sand at TNA. Again, we talked last week about how big a TNA fan I used to be. But interesting that first week on AMC, all the talk was about the show was this, the show was that. This week, nothing. Mm-hmm. So
I logged on to Cage Match to check the rating, and there hadn't been enough ratings for it to have an average rating. So I was like, it's now, but it's not. Yeah,
I think just the fact of I don't follow a lot of wrestling accounts, but I will typically just see bits and pieces about what's going on. Maybe on YouTube I'll get a little Brian Alvarez thumbnail face to oh God, what? But and I kind of gauge through that what the kind of hot topics are. And again, on this TNA episode 2, nothing. So I interpret from that two things. Number one, it wasn't a horrible show. It was probably fine. And number two, they probably have burned enough people with that first episode that a lot of people weren't watching it to talk about it. So we'll see when the rating comes out. I know that we didn't really talk about that first rating too much. 170, 173. Let's see. Week 2, week 3, week 4.
What will the drop off be? Yeah.
How will that look?
Yeah, like you said, very little chatter about it. Very little chatter about episode 2. You'll always get people dropping in for the debut of a new show on a new network, things like that. But with and how many did they run off? But with TNA in particular, we've done this song and dance so many times of this is it, folks. This is the one. This is now no more messing. I know we've been messing for 26 years, but no more messing now anymore. I'm getting serious. No, lads, no, for real. No, honestly, I'm putting on a good wrestling show now. No, I am. Fool me 800 times. You tune into that AMC premiere, and you're just I don't think it's going to take very much to push people away from.
I guess you watched them on your stream then. You hadn't since we last spoke.
It was such old news by the time Wednesday rolled around. I was like, I'm not going to watch too much. But then I fired up the YouTube highlights, and the editing, they could not sell. it was called Highlight. They showed about 10 seconds of the women's tag match, and the 10 seconds they showed was one of the wrestlers needed to be dropped on her own teammate's head at the finish. It was so bad. The finish, the finish of the world title match was also a 4-second clip, which I thought was are they just pushing people to the app to watch the match. I later found out, like, no, they fucked up the finish so badly that
I saw the ref bump.
The ref bump I saw after the fact was terrible.
Not even the ref bump, the miss, the original
the
ref
miss and the ref having to, just completely dreadful.
Awful.
So I ended up perusing some of wrestling's most popular podcasts that, I mean, listen to more than us by a factor of about 50,000. And I tell you what, I'm happy to be the real deal, the underground truth when it comes to podcasting. I watch on stream, boys. I watched some of the Undertaker's podcast with his wife. And let me tell you something. Never mind my own wife. I have more chemistry with you boys than that man has with his wife by an infinitesimal amount. No riffing, no banter, zero chemistry. I mean, replace her with Conrad. Okay, I mean, it's just, and the comments. The funny thing is, the whole
that's
other
a 2026 thing. When people used to say Shawn Michaels can wrestle a broom, now in 2026, could you podcast with a broom?
Could you podcast with a broom? But like, there's a whole other world out there that we don't know. Right, because we don't listen to most of the most popular wrestling podcasts because it's fucking old wrestlers and whinging, and it's WWE. It's there's still podcasts out there with millions of listeners that are like. So this week on Raw opened with, I'm like, how could you do that? But like, there are people who not only listen to the Undertaker thing, but because we're so removed from that world, there's like drama in the world because Undertaker used to do podcasts with some bloke who was his producer, I guess, and some bloke got replaced by Michelle McCool. And I spent half that stream looking through the comment sections, and people were fuming. People were absolutely owning the Undertaker. Let me tell you, I mean, they were absolutely ripping him to pieces. Was this bring your mute husband to work day, Michelle? Like, people absolutely slating him for the fact that it's now basically like her podcast, and he sits there like
little cook.
Like most of his public appearances, he sits there sort of half asleep in a shitty looking t-shirt with a beanie on, not really saying anything. Anyways, there's nothing has to do with Dynamite, but yeah, there's a whole wrestling world out there that we don't know, folks.
I'll tell you, I'll shock you. I don't listen to a single wrestling podcast. The popular ones. I do one. I don't listen to any.
I don't listen to too many. I occasionally listen. I listen to
Lapsed fan.
I like Lapsed Frank's old stuff. I like post wrestling reviews, although I'm not really into like previews and review shows. Like, who gives a fuck? I haven't got time to watch.
Well, I don't want to regurgitate other people's.
Unless it's something really kind of interesting, I'll listen to it. There is one I started listening to recently, the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, which is part of Voices of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting because it's like, it's only every 2 weeks it comes out. It's not very often, or maybe even less. And it's, what's his name? Jesse something.
Oh, do you think Collins?
Jesse Collins, yeah. Very interesting because he just talks about sort of broader topics in wrestling, not just weekly
show reviews
or slops. Yeah, it's just like, like he had Brandon Thurston on in the latest episode talking about business in 2026 for AEW and WWE and what that looks like, or he talks about like, who are wrestling fans in 2026, like what is your typical wrestling fan like, do we know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's good. That's a good one. That's the only one I would listen to because I just don't like news reviews.
Review pluribus.
That's where we have the market cornered, boys.
Exactly.
I would actually love to know, if you listen to this pod, I would love you to pop us an email and tell us, what other pods do you listen to? I'm genuinely, sincerely curious what people listen to, because the only one I listen, I listen to I do listen to the Voices of Wrestling flagship show, and I know they've a bunch of other great shows on their like network, but I just don't listen to any of them, not for any particular reason. It's just I've gotten out of the habit of listening to wrestling podcasts. But, I'm very curious. ChairShotPodcast.com.
I'll crack this up. I have 2 wrestling podcasts on my feed. One of them is the FWF Cardona.
Of course, yes, of course. You've talked about.
And the other one is AEW Restricted that I have on the feed, but I think I've listened to about 4.
Yeah,
that is it. I don't listen to any.
Also, I'm not, because the 2 things that always filled up my podcast feeds was wrestling and gaming. I listen to barely any gaming anymore. No one's really doing it for me very much anymore.
Two gaming podcasts, couple of football podcasts, a couple of comedy ones. That's it. Anyway, Samoa Joe beat Mike.
Samoa Joe beat Mike Paley. Anyway, is what we were saying earlier. That segued into the Death Riders defeating the Don Callis family, which in this instance was Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero in a
street fight.
They had a good match. Yeah, it was not the most shocking street fight you've ever seen, but good fun, good chaotic fun. They went all over the building. It was 6 lads that certainly know what they're doing. Whenever they give Lance Archer his limited little appearances here, I think he always makes the most. I thought he was a lot of fun in this.
Yes.
Bonking Wheeler Yuta on the head with the trash can, walking up the ramp and flinging people all around.
Everybody dies.
So Moxley, of course, brought out a contraption with broken glass and various other shite in it that he then took a bump into. But eventually he did pin. What did he pin? Yes, Moxley pinned Romero. So there you go.
No, Romero. No. That's not what happened. Garcia had Romero in the Dragon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Moxley stomped him and he was unconscious.
Unable to answer. Yes, my bad. Yes, there you go.
Yes. And then a nice little cliffhanger, a nice little story. AEW doesn't tell stories, lads.
No, never.
Moxley goes over to Callis and says, "Tell your boy he knows where to find me when he wants me."
Oh. That was nice.
We know what boy he's talking about, of course. Moxley's got his title. And that boy did return on Collision. Nothing to do with John Moxley, funnily enough. But this is the shit that I like. I like little threads little breadcrumbs being dropped out. You go,
intrigue.
Lovely stuff.
Bit of intrigue. Sorry, speaking of AEW doesn't tell stories, that reminds me of what I went looking for when I was looking up all the other shite podcasts around the world and I was watching the Undertaker clip. On my stream, I was trying to find a clip of Busted Open reviewing the TNA show to see if they would tie themselves in knots to talk about it without talking about how it was a big steaming pile of shite. And the best thing I could glean from their YouTube, at least, is that they just didn't talk about it. So I couldn't find it. Anyway, Triangle of Madness promo. You like the taste of toxic?
Good Tekla promo, I guess.
Yeah, Tekla is doing some good promos lately. I am liking the Tekla promos.
She had a good one on Collision as well. Also good. Also very good.
Kind of increasingly feeling like I'm just kind of been the other two, to be honest with you. But,
Yeah, I think Tekla will... I'll predict, she's on Barry's team, but I'll predict Tekla's going to hold some gold this year.
I think so.
World or TBS, I think she's going to win one of them.
We had the aforementioned non-title FTR versus Alec Price and Jordan Oliver match. Perfect for what it was. FTR kind of beat the shit out of them. They got little flashes just to give them a little something on their debut. But God bless these two lads, but they're the exact type of lads I want to see FTR beating the shit out of on Dynamite. Two little skinny boys they get a flip or two off and then they get killed.
Alec Price, is Alec Price the longer hair? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Alec Price comes out and stomps about like Timu Seth Rollins in 2012. And when I saw his entrance, okay, this is very nitpicky because in the ring there are 5. But when I saw his entrance, I said, "Oh, that's where all Alex Abrahantes' energy went." This lad is like him reincarnated in terms of, oh my God, you look really lame, lad. Don't be doing that. Perfectly, yeah. Like I said, they came off very, very green, which isn't a criticism because they're young lads. Look, they obviously when you see an FTR in the ring and they're just so composed and so in control. That's the objective. That's the end goal that these guys need to work towards. But they didn't strike me as, especially like again. Their first match on TV, but they didn't strike me as especially TV ready. So a little bit more seasoning, but potential.
We had Kenny Omega defeating Josh Alexander in a very enjoyable match,
yes,
I thought.
Oh yeah.
Again, not too much to say. It's just a pretty lengthy one. Again, this was a wrestling heavy show, and gave Alexander a lot, obviously, but Kenny did secure the win with the one-winged angel. Josh Alexander, big man to be getting up for that one-winged angel. So Kenny was in fighting form, and I thought he looked really good here. I thought which was the main thing he kind of wanted.
He didn't do the flip into the moonsault spot that he's struggled with the last couple of times. Yeah, it's good. He was really good.
That's good.
So yeah, Kenny did a very brief promo, just kind of calling out Callis there before we wrapped up. Technique by Taz was back.
Here we go.
This move, which in fucking wrestling is called some stupid shit like the salt of the earth, but it's actually called the Tajaha Gemei inverted. I liked it. Breaking down the finish to MJF Bandito and
S-grip.
An additional little, as we talked about last week, they kind of hammered home that he won with the label lock.
Yes, this is interesting. I love that Taz in the voiceover is dead serious. This move right here, this is the Hito Gatame joint lock, and then on the screen it'll have S-grip Jones or like stupid little Tazisms.
Oh dear, it's great to have him back.
I love Taz.
In the FDR match, he was defending everything Stokely said and did, and just, he was slaying it on so thick, but it was funny. We got Bane and Ford defeating Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
Give Bane
it was interesting. I don't know if we saw it this week. Al Melty had a point that I think we've kind of been harping on a little bit this week. Toni Storm is obviously on the decline post her big reign that she had. Are they beating her a little too much? Are they giving her a little to the Elskis? She comes out, she does the dance, people are amused by the dance, and then it doesn't really feel like she's anything special the way she used to be on this show anymore.
I
don't know if I fully agree.
No, what you need to find something to do with her while she's not the top woman. It's either she's the world champion, and if they'd given them the tag belts, then maybe that would have been something to do. By time, but otherwise, you don't have to put her on TV every week. Have a little break.
Yeah,
but I agree. It is a problem. She has been losing a lot, but I don't know.
I don't think it's something you can't just turn her around.
I think she could.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can heat her up
pretty quickly. Yeah.
People still like her, but it's definitely they have definitely cycled her down. And you know what? Maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. She was on top for a very long time. At the end of the day, she's been in this company for 4 years, 5 years, and has been pretty strongly pushed the whole time. So I think this is probably no harm. This match was notable for Megan Bain, perhaps not knowing her own strength, was doing the tossing Mina out on top of Toni being on the floor, completely missing Toni, and Mina just bonking on the floor. That was kind of scary, but she seemed okay. And then the finish was Shirakawa was in the ring with the two heels. Toni was trying to get back in, but out came Shafir to lock her in the mother's milk. What is that? What the fuck are you talking about, Excalibur? Which Taz did not do in his return to the broadcast.
That's the front choke reverse.
That's the front Jamay X grip. You're looking for a letter lower than X grip. So I guess we're going to do a Storm Shafir thing at some point. They had Swerve versus Kevin Knight. This was kind of, to be fair, something I complained about last week. They did follow up on Strickland giving Kevin Knight the old pat in the head ski last week and saying, you'll be a star someday, kiddo. That was kind of the motivation going into this match. Was Knight kind of trying to get on Swerve's level, and they full on just had a pay-per-view quality back and forth super strong performance for Knight in a losing effort. Tons of great near falls at the end. I mean, this was a hyper competitive on another night this guy could have beaten Swerve type of match. I thought this was a great main event.
Very good, very, very good. Kevin Knight, I don't know what you do. I don't think he's not ready for that big push yet, but I think this is a good way to establish him, set it up for in a year's time when he's ready.
I think so.
To step up. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about that this week of I think it was Alvarez saying it. There was a bit of back and forth online of not just AEW, I guess WWE as well, taking too long to push people. And we said that. We said it about probably Ospreay in 2024. We said it about Fletcher last year. It's it takes everyone 5 or 6 years to get to the top. And it's historically in wrestling, like Hulk Hogan was champion within about 3 months ago to WWF.
Yeah.
Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, even Cena, Batista, it's like 3 years and they were on top. Yeah, it is frustrating. I wonder if it's just about longevity. Like if you can eke out a few more years from these guys, it's better than just burning them out in 3 years. But it does also mean I don't think you get that big push, that is someone really just emerging and like becoming a top star overnight. And whether that harms the fact that it takes so long to get to the top. I don't know. It's interesting. It's a different philosophy, I think.
Yeah, I do agree that I think we're talking like next year for a night for sure. I think they gave him like the perfect amount of like shine in the C2, where obviously he didn't come out the winner, but he came out like I was very pleasantly surprised with how much his stock was up coming out of that. And then stuff like this, just like losing, but in like a really, really good competitive match with a made man like Swerve. I think that stuff's going to stand to him really well. Look, these are guys that just debuted fairly recently. I think nice, solid mid card tag team act, while also sneaking in those little performances to build up their stock. I think is the way to go. Yeah, and they didn't really end this on any kind of goofy angle. Swerve won, and that was the end of the show. Knight hit him with the house call at one point, which got a great near fall.
Yes.
But yeah, that was Dynamite. Great Dynamite. It was
Swerve hit him with the triple finish to put him away as well.
Yes, I'm not messing around. I got to really put this guy away. Set up. Yeah, great stuff. Really good. Great Dynamite. Just all action, all great matches. And as Paul mentioned earlier, like some little threads for next week, some little bits and pieces. I also liked, shades of a small thing we used to really like about AEW back in the day. Right before the main event, Excalibur, full collision card, and like 4 matches for Dynamite next week, all ready to go. Bing bang boom, plans.
Bing bang boom.
Got our stuff in motion. I really appreciated that. I'd like to see that become a regular occurrence again. Yeah, that was Dynamite. How was Collige?
Collige was good fun. As I said, a lot of stars on it. Not a lot of. And next up we have. And no shade to the following people, but next up we've got Daddy Magic in action against Lee Moriarty. That kind of thing, which I believe was actually on Ring of Honor this week. That's just shows my lack of imagination to use that as an example. Anyway, Katsuyori Shibata, Adam Page opening up. That's a damn Dynamite level match if ever I saw one in my whole life. Shibata doing fucking suplexes on the apron, taking dead eye of the apron. They're fucking crazy, man. And Adam Page, he of questionable friends, he did get the win at the end. If I was Tony Khan, I'd give him a little punishment loss off the that photo coming out.
Shibata-san, teach him a lesson.
Shibata-san, you got 16 minutes. You're going to shoot on him for 15 and then put him away. Very disappointing, Adam Page, for that to be coming out. No, Hangman did get the win, of course, with the buckshot. I did like this one. I do like every time we get a chance we get to see Shibata. I still get a kick out of it, especially the absolute abandon he has in terms of not taking bumps on his own head on the apron. This fella does not give a fuck. Very enjoyable. We had Isla Dawn against Chris Statlander. Quick win for Statlander there. But again, women's world champion in action. Don't mind if I do. No title on the line, though, so no bonus points for me, fortunately. Tekla with, again, a very good promo here. Proto Shita defeated Austin and Billy Gunn, as you'd expect. Funny bit where, when Callis on the outside tries to get involved, sometimes you give Kenny Omega a little kick when the ref's not looking. Tried to give Billy Gunn a chop. And of course, Billy Gunn no-sold it. And Don Callis ran away. It was very, very funny. But of course, Proto Shita got the win. Takeshita hitting the Raging Fire on Austin Gunn for the win. Even in this match, though, they protect Billy and have Austin take the pin. Come on, lads. Why shades of Billy Gunn beating Jay White up for an hour back in the day? What is the Billy Gunn love here? Anyway, after the match, you have, of course, the return of the great Okada, and Takeshita had to be restrained from running up and beating the piss out of him. So they're going to continue. In addition to the Okada Mox breadcrumb that was left, we still have unresolved Takeshita Okada story to get back to. We had Davison Doyle against Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Went exactly as you might expect.
As you'd expect, yeah.
Yep. Pile driver and Blackpool Slam in stereo for the win. And then FTR came up on the screen and they had kind of a back and forth. Then we had my favorite little segment of the week. Darby Allin was in his car and showing the video of him getting slammed into the steps by Pac last week. He said, you people think this is the kind of thing that keeps me down. You don't understand, the crazy I am. So let's go meet with an old friend who knows a thing or two about toughness and about taking crazy bumps and all that. And it was him and Jackass star Bam Margera.
Yes.
Skateboarding together and Bam Margera was looking at his bump on the steps and going, by God, if that was me, I'd be out for a year. And it was funny. Putting Darby over as a guy who can take and get up and be skateboarding the next day. Some good skateboarding moves. Julia Hart Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Very good idea employed in this match. We know Julia, God love her, cannot hit that moonsault. Lands on her feet every time. So instead of Willow getting the knees up to reverse the moonsault, she got her feet up so that Julia could still land on her feet and take instead a foot to the face. Clever. Work that into it. Willow, of course, beat her with the old power bomb. Rascal's promo backstage. Now, let me tell you, this promo was, let me work out the maths here. Carry the one. 500 times less annoying than last week's one.
Oh, hang on. I'm doing some more maths myself here. 500 plus is 500 times. But I'm saying, I kind of, I don't really watch Collision, so I'm going to
Sorry, smoking an imaginary joint here.
I'm smoking an imaginary joint here, and I'm thinking maybe I'll subtract maybe about 80 from that annoying score. Right?
No, it was way less annoying than the previous one. And they weren't acting like teenagers, at least. They did little rock, paper, scissors to see which two of them would face Leo Rush and Action Andretti. It was still a little bit lame, but it wasn't like last week. So I was like, get these guys off my TV and never return. This one was, vanished. This one was fine. Alex Windsor, speaking with the wrestler off camera, said, you and me got a team. I know we don't have much, in common in that. They're both British and they're both hard-hitting. You will
bad birds. Bosh, bash. Birds. Oh, I'd be a bit.
Bosh birds. Yeah. He was Jamie Hayter, so they will be teaming going for the tag title soon. Windsor and Hayter neither drafted as part of our endeavors. Interested to see how far they go. And then we had match of the week. Forget about those Dynamite matches, fucking Swerve and Omega and all that bullshit. Andrade versus Magnus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell you. How many times have we watched Collision and or Rampage? And you have these, as I said, Andrade versus Magnus, or fucking Roderick Strong versus fucking Gary from the Spire down the road or whatever. This was one of those matches, except Andrade was like, all right, you know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to just come off as the biggest fucking star in the world here. This fella Magnus, right? None of this bullshit where Kenny Omega gives your man from the Dark Order, Dave Angels, whatever his name was, David Angels, where he's like, I gotta make Angels look good.
Give him 20 minutes, yeah. Nah.
Andrade was like, Magnus is gonna do not even barely a move on me. I'm gonna beat him up the whole time. I'm gonna be posing. I'm gonna take the crowd are chanting for me to take my shirt off. I'm gonna fucking tease it for 10 minutes. And while I'm beating this lad senseless, then I'm gonna take it off. Then I'm gonna flirt with a woman at ringside, who, by the way, there was a lady at ringside where he took a selfie with her and then put his number in her phone, which is a great spot.
Nice.
But she looked like a wrestler. So I would be surprised. I don't know who she is, but I would be surprised.
I think it came out she was an indie wrestler. So.
I would be surprised if we don't see her again. Was my thing.
Right.
So Andrade's doing that. Then the crowd chanting, "Take your pants off, Andrade." So Andrade, while he's beating this lad within an inch of his life, is on the apron. He takes the pants off, of course. The crowd chant, "This is awesome."
This is the match of the year.
This is really the match of the year. And then Andrade says, all right, this lad's trying to come back. This lad who, Magnus, by the way, wears a pink mask and he has like the mouth part exposed and has it painted pink, his whole face painted pink. Looks like Mr. Blobby of the Lucha world. Once Andrade's had enough of this, Andrade hits him with the old swinging DDT gimmick, puts him away, and he's out of there. I mean, God, you've never seen a wrestler, I mean, do what wrestler, like, this was like a 70s performance of like a star versus a local geek. And the star was like, well, I'm going in there and I'm coming off like an even bigger star than I already was. And I don't care about making this guy look good. I'm gonna.
It's a good job I'm not a booker because I just put the belt on Andrade next week.
I just tell you, Andrade, you're going over swerve. You're going over swerve.
Boom, get him out of there.
This guy, let me tell you, if you want to watch, I mean, again, this is the intangible wrestling thing, right? We talk about wrestlers like Kevin Knight, for example.
Yeah.
Was this a better match than a Kevin Knight match? No, I would say not. But it's just in terms of a guy coming off as like...
So do you enjoy it? Are you into it?
Are you entertained? Do you want to see this guy again? Do you want to see him win? Do you want to see... Like, I would like to see Andrade next week on Collision against Serpentico. Does the same shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I loved it. It was probably, it felt longer than it probably was, in a good way. Maybe it was like a 10-minute match, whatever. He also took he was wearing white gloves. He took one off and pointed to his ring finger and went, "No ring finger, no ring on that finger anymore, boys."
You notice I'm back in this company, hmm?
Yeah. You know why I'm not there anymore. But it was like, he's ostensibly a heel, right? But obviously he was teasing the fans and giving the fans what they wanted. But it was very like, I'm going to shag all the women. I'll probably shag some of the lads as well if you want to fuck out. And I'm just the coolest guy, coolest, hottest, most sexy man.
Real Latino man.
That's his gimmick. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was, I mean, Meltzer, I saw Meltzer in the week post something like, someone asked him to break down what, like 5.5 star, 6.5 star, 7 stars.
Oh God!
Sounds like Andrade, self-indulgent.
8 stars. Andrade takes his pants off.
Yeah. I mean, it's so strange to recommend a match that isn't like, go see this amazing match, but like in a sense, it was like this amazing performance of just such, again, self-indulgent, but in a way that was massively entertaining. So Andrade, I mean, signing of the year. Let's try that out. This guy was out of this world good here. And it could immediately after he came back from break to him backstage, and he says, Don Callis brought me in AEW to win the world title. So Swerve Strickland, you're in my way. I'll see you on Dynamite next week. And I was like, as if that match wasn't fucking mind-blowing enough. Now we're getting him against Swerve on Dynamite. Oh, Tony Khan. Can I give him Booker of the Year again? 2 in a row. The main event was Roderick Strong Claudio for the CMLL World Championship. And it was very, very good. It was very good. Castagnoli with a 1-leg giant swing here into a half crab, which was something to behold. It was very, very good. Probably Roderick Strong's best match. I don't know, about a year, maybe. Very, very good. Very, very good. So, madly, I'm looking at the f4wonline.com, my favorite wrestling website of all time.
Oh, really? What does Claudio think about? Claudio enjoys working Arena Mexico.
Claudio comments on the I Love LA finale. But madly, they have here, if you only watch 2 things from this episode, watch Shibata Hangman and the Castagnoli Strong main event. What about that fucking mad. Anyway, that was Collision. I mean, for the real recommendation, if you watch one thing from the show, that Andrade match was so enjoyable, so entertaining. So watch that.
Excellent.
Right. Movies.
Movies. It is movie season.
I have the Oscar list here.
Excellent.
So, listeners, as you recall, this is my self-imposed rule. I don't have time to watch every single movie that gets nominated for every single award.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got time. I got to do poops and stuff. I don't got time for watching all that. So,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, I take a book with me. Put
a telly in the bathroom.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Watch 10 minutes of The Secret Agent. You know?
Just as Nolan would have wanted.
You will think you've enjoyed the movie, but you actually enjoyed the poo more. So we've got 9 categories, right? These are the categories that I have deemed the most important, or at least the most watchable. Yeah. So they're Best Picture, Best Director, the 4 Actor Awards, the 2 Screenplay Awards, and Animated Feature. And so those 9 awards this year combine to only 20 movies total, of which I have seen 7 already. So that leaves 30.
Okay.
So for Best Picture, you've got One Battle After Another, which is a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
Sinners, which is a great movie. Marty Supreme, which is a great movie. Begonia, which is a great movie. Frankenstein, which is a good movie. Not great, in my opinion. And then in the not seen category, you've got Sentimental Value, which Joe spoke about. Hamnet, which I probably will be seeing next week. The Secret Agent, which Joe just mentioned, and Train Dreams, which Joe also reviewed last week.
Decent spread between us here. We've got these covered.
And F1, which is only nominated for Best Picture and not anything else. So thanks for that. Making me watch a 2-hour 35 Formula 1. Can't hardly wait.
Thanks for making me watch a brand movie. I'm really trying to avoid watching brand movies in 2026. Well, thank you.
F1, that movie.
So discounting those, the other movies that are nominated, Blue Moon, which Barry's going to talk about today, nominated for Best Actor and Best Original Screenplay. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is nominated for Best Actress. Song Sung Blue, which we'll also hear about shortly, also nominated for Best Actress. Weapons for Best Supporting Actress.
Kind of surprised to see Weapons pop up, pleasantly so.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, like, is that
I'm on the low end for Weapons, to be fair.
You're on the low end of Weapons, which is fair enough, but I Weapons is in my top 10 for the year, and it's a very fun performance.
It's a very fun movie,
but I kind of take what you get when it comes to these horrors or these like genre films getting in on the Oscars, but a bit odd. Not as odd as F1. Well, I haven't seen it. Maybe it's fucking class. I don't know. The F stands for
Brad
fucking
Pitt
class.
drives that car real fast.
Yeah.
It was just an accident, which is original screenplay, and then 5, of course, for animated: Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, and Zootopia 2 or Tropolis 2 in these parts of the world, if you prefer.
Yes.
So that's the entire list. As I said, I've seen One Battle After Another, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Begonia, Frankenstein, Weapons, and as of this week, Zootopia 2. A little statistic for you. Of the 13 movies that I have not seen, and thank the Lord for this one, 8 of them are under 2 hours.
All right,
so,
we're trending in the right direction, boys.
Not a shorties on here. Only 2 of them are longer than 2.5 hours, and they are F1, as we've mentioned, and The Secret Agent, which is 2:40.
Yes, I was looking at The Secret Agent because I'm following in Paul's stead a little bit. I'm going to try and watch most of these as best I can before March. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, and I saw the runtime. I was like, oh, I'll still watch it, but okay.
Yeah, you got to get a few of them long.
You get a few. That's fairly uncontroversial list, I would say. You know, a couple of surprises. Everyone raised their eye at F1. I wouldn't call it a snub, but I feel like people really would have liked to have seen Chase Infinity in Best Supporting, but like I didn't think that was necessarily. No. Fairly like I would say controversy free. I think the big thing everyone was watching for was like, you know, do they give Sinners any credence at all? Turns out it's one of the most nominated.
The most, I believe.
The most, sorry. Nominated ever. So
very low for No Other Choice. That's one that I expected to see in there, maybe instead of F1, the Park Chan-wook movie. But
yes, that I am very curious to check out.
No Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne. Or Dwayne.
No.
Dwayne, your half good performance didn't cut it, brother. Which I guess we can segue.
Yeah, I'm following
Smashing Machine.
Yeah, so I am following in Paul's footsteps here, and I've seen Song Song Blue and Blue Moon. My logic there was I was going to watch the ones that are, like, for lack of a term, the least nominated, because you've got a lot of repeats. You've got a lot of heavy hitters in several categories. Song Song Blue and Blue Moon just kind of squeaking in there with some actor nominations. And then I want to see No Other Choice. And I wanted to watch The Smashing Machine, because I do also want to check out the more notable snubs, quote unquote. We'll see. We'll be the judges of that, listeners. All right. We're going to decide what's an actual snub and what's, but just, the movies in that broader conversation. And to that end, I did watch The Smashing Machine, and I'm getting my rubber stamp out, and no snub, says Barry of the ChairShot Podcast. I think it is a good movie. I think, like, every safety thing I have seen from both of them / the two of them together, missing just a little something to get me over the edge. I felt that way about Uncut Gems. I felt like I was the lowest person on the entire planet on Uncut Gems.
I would agree with you on Uncut Gems.
I have not seen Marty Supreme yet.
Okay. I like Good Time as well.
I think I like Good Time the best of all the stuff I've seen pre Marty Supreme so far. Yeah. Smashing Machine, really good. It has that safety vibe. It is very kind of grimy and real. And if you don't even necessarily have to be an MMA fan, but more so if you were in that orbit in the early 2000s and you kind of you'll enjoy some like fly on the wall kind of time capsule pride stuff. You'll get a kick out of it. But yeah, just missing something else. It is a sports biopic. It's about the kind of trials and tribulations of Mark Furr, who is kind of something of a gentle giant figure, a sort of charming out of the octagon kind of guy who was, a big hulking brute of a guy who was very fierce in his MMA career, and he battled various demons, which is pretty much the thrust of the actual film. It's kind of about his struggles outside of outside of the octagon, but a lot of the movie is him in Japan in Pride, so it's outside of the ring struggles while also trying to make a living as a fighter back at a time when that was still fairly hard. I mean, the big tournament, the Pride Grand Prix, which is the centerpiece of the final act of the movie. I mean, the grand prize there was like $200,000, which was huge money to MMA fighters in 1999 or 2000. And the big thing, of course, was Aldij, the final boss, and this being his. All right, I'm no longer going to pretend that audience scores and box office receipts are important. I'm going to try and make something worth watching. And not only he didn't get the Oscar. Didn't seem to really get much of anything at all throughout award season, really, of any note. Seems like it was a little bit of a washout for him. But I will say, I don't think he was snubbed, handily his best performance of his career. That's not even. I don't even know what number 2 would be. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's easily his best. Not only is it his best, I think it's just in general good. I think it is really good. I think he brings a lot of emotional weight to the character. He's a very interesting character, very interesting subject for a film. I think he's really great in it. He's blown out of the water by Emily Blunt, but she's Emily Blunt, so that's fine. That's not, nothing to be ashamed of there, Deej. Nothing to be ashamed of there, but he is really good. I think he really I was very pleasantly surprised, and I hope this wasn't his one go at grabbing some awards, and then he's going to go back to making movies where he's in the jungle in a sweaty brown top. I'm curious what he does next. But he was very good in this. And I think, it was a damn fine try. It was a damn fine try.
See those memes of Triple H reacting to him not getting the Oscar nomination. It's like, oh fuck, oh Jesus Christ! Like now The Rock's going to be back, busting Triple H's balls.
Yeah,
oh, tremendous.
Well, they were saying that he's going to be offered a huge amount of money for WrestleMania.
Next, Saudi Mania?
Of course.
They're going to have to do a whole new stadium for The Rock as well.
Oh, God.
They just knocked one up in 3 weeks. I'm sure that'll be good. Hopefully it doesn't fall down or anything. Oh, terrible.
But yeah, that was the That was Dwayne and the Machine. I guess inadvertently, these 3 films I watched this week are all varying degrees of biopic, although, I think the next 2 are fairly liberal interpretations of some things that happened. Blue Moon, the new Richard Linklater film. I had not heard of this until it got nominated. I was not aware there was a hot new Linklater joint out. Ethan Hawke, Margaret Qualley, Bobby Cannavale, and Andrew Scott. Great cast, obviously. Very eye-catching. Ethan Hawke plays Lorenz Hart, who was a celebrated theatre writer. And Andrew Scott plays his one-time writing partner, who has now ventured off to write a new musical with a new partner, Richard Rodgers. And the musical they have written is Oklahoma, which even us over on this part of the world know was a rousing success and a theatrical institution. Mm-hmm. And Ethan Hawke's character is basically, the entire movie is set in a bar where Ethan Hawke knows Bobby Cannavale, the barman, very, very well. And the thrust of it basically is that he's sort of a gin-soaked, I'm not bitter at all, extremely bitter, not quite washed up, but on the cusp of being washed up, and very bitter that his younger counterpart, played by Andrew Scott, is making moves in the theatrical world, and that he is, again, not quite washed up, but he's fading into the background. And he's a real character. He's a real kind. Again, he's giving it the kind of like, I'm so happy for him, but I'm kind of a genius in my own way. And what's really interesting about it is that he's a very over the top character. He's making small talk with all the random people in the bar. He's this character, and he's walking a fine line between the type of guy you would look at if you saw him in a bar and think, God, what a character, what an interesting chap, what a yarn he's spinning, and someone you just like roll your eyes at because he's obviously a pissed up alkie whose life isn't going the way he wants it to go. And it's about a 90-minute film. It takes place entirely in this bar. I mean, it is something that I was not aware of until these nominations came out. But to be fair to it, Ethan Hawke has shot to my number 1 spot on the best actor list for this list of candidates. He is outrageously good in this film. He is spectacular. Completely like one of those textbook, just, even though he's Ethan Hawke, he's one of the most, like, you look at him and you think that's Ethan Hawke actors ever. Completely, you just do not think of it. You just see the character. You just see this complete kind of 3-dimensional character, and you're not looking at it thinking, like, he's playing opposite Margaret Qualley, and you're kind of looking at the whole time and going, I can't really stop noticing that that's Margaret Qualley. Do you know what I mean? Andrew Scott has that problem as well, where it's like he's always I'm always just looking at it going, you're Andrew Scott, you're not this other person. Ethan Hawke is spectacular in this, and the movie itself overall is really, really good. It's a really good character study. It's a really, really, really interesting watch. So Linklater firing on all cylinders here. Hitman in this, a good 1-2 punch. So yeah, thumbs up on that. I think both you boys will enjoy that one for sure. And then the other one I watched was Song Sung Blue, which is Kate Hudson nominated for, is Best Supporting or is it Best Actress?
Best Supporting, I think. Best
Supporting, yeah. It's one of those weird characterizations. It's basically her and Jackman are basically the leads of that film, unreservedly, but whatever. So Jackman kind of plays this down on his luck tribute musician. Like, he fancies himself a real musician, but he pays his bills by going to like carnivals and karaoke nights and bars and stuff like that, and playing doing cover bands and tributes and stuff like that. Someone suggests that he do Neil Diamond, and when that's first suggested, he's like insulted at the suggestion because he respects Neil Diamond too much. He wouldn't dare prance about dressing up like him. But he eventually, once he meets Kate Hudson and they fall in love, they decide to form I can't remember the verbiage they use in the film, but basically they kind of flower up and dress up the idea. It's not a tribute band. It's like we're doing the music of Neil Diamond, but we're kind of doing it in our own way. Do you know what I mean? kind of this like we have notions beyond the idea that we're just this tribute band. It's kind of the stipulations of their marriage and also their career as they try and break out of that kind of shitty little niche of tribute band, but you're still not doing your own thing. It's interesting. It's the first half of it's kind of a feel good movie, and then it kind of shifts into more of a feel bad movie. To be honest, it's I kind of described it as like the wrestler for tribute bands. It's kind of like, you know, people who just can't dig their way out of the bottom rung of their art, but they love it so much they'll never stop doing it. They adore, like the Jackman character absolutely adores his music, and he's very passionate about it, and he loves performing, but he never quite breaks through. And then also dealing with personal turmoil as well. Hudson good in it. I you know, not quite Ethan Hawke level blown away. Oh my God, yes, of course, I see why she got that. Jackman is outstanding in it. I thought he was really fantastic in it. And it's a solid watch overall. Not an essential watch. It's kind of the type of one of, were it not just over the line for you, Paul, there, someone got a nom. Yeah. I think you might enjoy it, but I certainly wouldn't be saying go out of your way to check it out if not nominated. But it's a good enough time. Lots of good performances, and Jackman in particular is great. Yeah, solid watch. So 3 solid watches there thus far for me. I'm going to try and squeeze in a few more next week. Not tomorrow, but the week after. I believe is Hamnet showing in not the big cinema.
Yeah, I'll be seeing Hamnet next week as well.
The local theatre that does like small screenings that we usually like to go where everyone's well behaved. Oh, that reminds me. I think I mentioned this last week on the pod. The wife was off seeing The Housemaid there, and similar to what we've been talking about on this show, I was like, okay, it's coming up to Oscar season. A lot of the stuff I want to see is still in the cinema, right? Hamnet, Marty Supreme, so on and so forth. 28 years later, which is not an Oscar movie, but I want to see it in the cinema, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you what, we haven't been in months. But she was going with her friends. I was like, right, you go and you tell me what it's like. And if it was okay, we'll go and I'll watch those films in the cinema and it'll be great. If you come back and you tell me it was shit, the experience, not the movie. She said the movie was also shit. She said if the experience is shit, we won't bother, right? So I was podcasting. She came home after the pod last week. I went out. I caught up with her. And I said, how was it? And she said, it wasn't too bad. But, and then she goes to me, there was a bunch of people, like 6 or 7, sitting a couple of rows ahead, and they arrived late and they were talking nonstop and they kept leaving and coming back in, not even with sweets. They were either going to the toilet or messing or texting or whatever. They got told by the staff to behave themselves. So you got the staff coming in with the fucking lights on, going over, telling them to be quiet. Oh no, we weren't really doing anything. No, just lads, you have to be quiet, okay? That was one group in this theater with her. On the same row as her, there was a separate group of people who would also not stop talking the whole time. A bunch of late arrivers came in a half hour into the film, went up to the second noisy group who were on the same row as my wife and her friends and said, oh sorry, mate, we actually have those seats booked if you don't mind. And the noisy group said, so? And the late arriver said, well, do you mind if we just take... Why can't you sit somewhere else? It's like, well, it's just because it's kind of full in here and you're in our seats. They had a whole back and forth. The late arrivers had to go and get the staff. The staff came in a second time and told that noise. And I said, you started this off by saying you told me it wasn't that bad. How is this not that bad? I mean, I know we've had some bad experiences, but was the threshold like someone takes a shit in the middle of the fucking cinema and smears it all over the lens? So, needless to mention, I will not be going to the cinema to watch any of current releases. But I'll be catching Hamnet in that local theater, and Marty Supreme is on streaming like next week, so I'll catch it there. But yeah, what about you, Paul? What was on your agenda this week?
Well, speaking of the cinema experience,
go on.
Lately, I make an effort to go to the cinema super early because then there's no fucking nobody there.
Yeah.
So the last few trips, I've seen Marty Supreme, I've seen whatever before that, and every time it's impeccable. You know, I typically sit quite close to the screen as well. So if people are behind me and they're on their phones or whatever, I won't know. So that's another tip for people. Also, the cheapest seats are the like 3rd, 4th, 5th rows. So I am paying €2 extra to sit and 2 rows back. I'll get the cheapest seats. So you can. So again, seen Mario Supreme recently. Impeccable experience. Wasn't bothered by anyone. Was able to watch the movie and just focus in. So I booked another cinema trip this weekend. 10:20 in the morning.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's on a Saturday morning. That's when peoples are in bed. So I'll get up early, drive out to the cinema, totter in, and just sit down and enjoy the magic of cinema. So I went to see Zootopia 2.
Okay.
Known as Zootropolis 2 in this side of the world, which, funny enough, a character in the movie says Zootropolis, but the mouth didn't bother fixing it.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. Sorry. But of course, this is a kids movie.
Yes.
Kids don't stay in bed until 11 a.m.
No.
They're up at like 6 in the morning.
You fool. You foolish fool.
So I was a foolish boy. And so the parents say, well, you're awake anyway. You have me woken up, you little shite. Let's go to the cinema and see that movie with the talking animals, and that'll maybe shut you up for a few hours and I can sleep during it. And so this is the thing, right? I think when you go and see a kids movie in the cinema, such as this, or me and Joe went to see Spider-Verse, although that was in a nice cinema, so there wasn't any kids there. But when you go to see one of these movies, I think you have to accept to a certain extent, kids are going to talk, the kids are going to, what's that? What did that guy say? You know,
give him a little bit of a birth. You give him a little bit of a birth.
You give him a little bit of, fair enough. I expect going to the movie, that's going to be the case. But here's my issue is that the parents, not the kids, I have no blame towards the children. These kids are just kids. They're going to do what they do, whatever. But the parents who just fuck it, let them run around the cinema, whatever. I'm tired. I have to carry this kid's scooter around that they promised me they were going to ride, but 5 minutes later I'm carrying it down the Hawkins Street, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So there were just kids fucking running around the place like they were in, like the little play centers with ball pits and slides. Cinema might as well have been one of them. Also, right, tip for parents listening, right? If you go to the cinema, little Jimmy's probably going to run around. Don't dress him in those little light up runners.
Oh,
look at every step he takes.
Ridiculous. Every step he takes. I can see the film.
So they're running around. Kid comes down our aisle, runs in front of us, tearing, scratching his hole in the front row.
Good Lord.
Oh, God.
I give him a quizzical, what the fuck is this? Your kid is running around everywhere. You're working. Cunt. Anyway, he's running up and down the aisle, grabbing little Billy, putting him in the seat. Little Billy's up running around 2 seconds later.
Oh, the he was.
Sounds like he's busy to mind his kids. Yeah.
You should have grabbed little Billy some more, and maybe this little bastard would be bored and annoying him during his film. Oh, God. The film was okay. It was fine.
Okay.
I think the first Zootopia is a neat little movie. I like that's a little noir.
Yeah.
Disguised as a kid's, talking animal CGI monstrosity. But I like the little noir element of it. This one kind of foregoes the whole noir thing. So it's just got an altogether more generic, hey, you two are cops. You're a rabbit. You're a fox. You're the quintessential odd couple. Now you got to solve this. Some shit's going on in the animal world. Go figure out what's going on. Not really a noir anymore, unfortunately. It's a bit more of a generic little plot, but perfectly watchable, perfectly fine. I'd say I'd probably like it slightly less than the first one, but you're talking like a 6 out of 10 and a 7 out of 10. 6, 7.
Big 7. Yeah.
So they're mostly at the same quality, mostly fine. One thing I saw before the movie was the trailer for the latest Pixar movie.
Oh.
Let me tell you.
Oh, no, I don't even know what this is. I haven't seen this.
Is it called Hoppers? It is Hoppers. I went to cinema with my brother and we were watching the trailers, and this trailer came on, and it's about these people, like scientists who can like transfer their brains into like beavers and stuff, and they to learn about animals, and like they can talk to the animals and this and that. And in the movie it goes like Avatar. Like in the movie, that's a line in the movie. Like Avatar, no, it's nothing like Avatar, even though yes, it's essentially like Avatar. And so there's all this stupid dialogue, and hey, I'm a little beaver man, and the like human character is so fucking ugly looking. I was like, oh, and it just stinks of the latest Illumination slop.
Yeah,
nonsense, right. And then my brother turned to me and said, I thought you were going to comment on the fact that was like, that's the new Pixar movie. I said, that's a Pixar movie? Because I completely missed the little Pixar, whatever. I said, that's a Pixar movie? The Emperor has no clothes on.
No.
The Emperor's clothes are gone, baby.
It's over. It's over.
It's far. This is look, after we finish here, look up the trailer for Hoppers.
Okay.
And I keep in mind, this is the company that brought us Toy Story.
You know what? I'm gonna write this down for Wednesday. I'm gonna watch this on stream.
Hoppers.
Oh dearie me.
Fuck me.
This is that point like last year, like no, probably even for like a year and a half, 2 years ago, where Tanahashi made a cameo in AEW, and you're like, oh, it's over. It's over. It's not what it once was, and there's no point holding out for maybe the next Pixar film will be will be great. I think it's over. I think it's just over.
Pixar is Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's
yes. Yeah, it's
and Pixar is saying, look, we know that DreamWorks do some good stuff, but we're all about we're going for a different thing, telling stories. And
it's not about 5-star movies. It's also not about making any money based on their recent.
No, it's not.
Inside Out, notwithstanding, but
unbelievably bad looking. And then
dear.
I watched Jackass the movie. I finished watching the series, which I'll talk about in a second. But is there a easier watch in terms of just mindless, chuck something on, and it's great. I love it. So that's it. That's it for me.
Well, a couple of nice movies from me to round off. Watched Mississippi Masala on Blu-ray. So this is a 1991 romantic drama movie starring Denzel Washington and Sarita Chowdhury. Directed by Mira Nair. Better known maybe now as the mother of one Zohran Mamdani, the mayor of New York.
Yes. Very good.
It's all about the kind of expulsion of Indians from Uganda by Idi Amin when he kind of threw the British out and took control, and then decided to expel all of the Indians that had been brought over from India to kind of administrate Uganda on behalf of the empire. So that it follows on a particular family. They kind of get expelled and they end up in Mississippi. In a very, pretty much kind of overwhelmingly like black neighborhood in Mississippi, where there's also quite a lot of other Indians. And it's really about following their kind of integration into this completely different world, where also they're Indian, but they've never actually lived or been to India. Like they are Ugandans who are Indian, but are now finding themselves in Mississippi and trying to integrate there. And so the main character is Sarita Chowdhury, this young woman who, again, left Uganda when she was very young. So she's grown up as like an American, Indian, Ugandan American. She meets Denzel Washington, and they have a bit of a forbidden romance. And that's kind of the film. And it's kind of interesting because obviously I've seen a lot of films set in Britain about the Indian or Asian experience. There's a lot of those, the Buddha of Suburbia, East is East, Bend It Like Beckham, things like that. Not really seen it from the American side. I think often you see, in terms of kind of immigrant stories in America, I don't think you've seen a lot of from that community. So it was kind of interesting. And it's a very nice film, and there's a lot of chemistry between the two leads. I mean, this is obviously still quite young Denzel. I mean, not one of his first films. He'd done a lot of stuff in the 80s as well, but still quite early Denzel. And he's really, talk about Andrade El Idolo. I mean, Denzel takes his pants off in this one, and yes, 6 stars, brother. He's just eating up the screen. I mean, he's fantastic. There's a lot of good acting in it, but he's kind of like I mean, it's just he's on another level. They're all Magnuses, and he's Andrade. Let's put it that way. A really, really, really nice film. I wouldn't say there's anything kind of profound coming out of it. It's like a lot of those stories of kind of forbidden love and intermingling of different communities. Just in a one that you would never probably have come across before, and really interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. It's a Criterion purchase that Michelle picked up. So really, really, really good transfer, and glad to see that. The other film I saw, which was at the Cinema, which was a fine experience. I went I went kind of late afternoon on like a Tuesday or Wednesday this week, and it was on the main screen, so it was like quite a big screen at the Odeon. There was only about 10 people in there. Had about 8 rows to myself. Perfect. That's all I need. So Bone Temple, of course, the second film in this new 28 years trilogy. I love the first one. And this one I really, really liked as well. It's not really a kind of a cohesive film as the first one. I think that first one had a real sort of journey and story to it. This one is a bit more of a character piece. It almost felt more like a TV episode in some ways. And that's not to slag it off. That's just in terms of the way it jumps between these two characters. You've got the Ralph Fiennes character, Dr. Kelson, who we saw in the first film, kind of this GP turned medicine man who's built this bone temple out of, dead kind of humans and infected. And then you've got Jack O'Connell's character who popped up at the end of the first film as a kind of roaming ninja Jimmy Savile type character with a gang. So I really, he does again. He's a brilliant turn from Jack O'Connell. I think he's fantastic. That's possibly a snub there that he didn't get nominated for Sinners, but it's probably unlikely. But he was really good in that.
He was, yes,
He was pretty good. In a quieter year, maybe he would have got it, but not this year. He's really, really good as this kind of cult leader. He plays a character that was very young when the infection started. Who's now kind of just lived his entire life in this reality, and he's a quite sadistic, kind of sadomasochistic cult leader of this little gang who takes in the kid from the first movie into the gang. Yeah. So I really liked it, but again, it felt a bit disparate that you've got these two doing really interesting characters. Kind of coming together, but there was enough there that I was kind of entertained throughout, and I think those are just such good performances and characters. It's like, you can just go with it. You're not expecting a kind of conventional movie. There's one scene that Paul mentioned last week, and I knew it as soon as it happened. I knew the one he was referring to. It's pretty hard to miss.
Pretty special.
That was that was pretty epic. It was really good. I also liked the Jack O'Connor character. It's Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal, or Lord Sir Jimmy Crystal. I like that they kind of didn't try to make him like sort of cool or like a twisted cool. It was really cool. I'm Charles Manson. It's like he reminded me of like a middle manager who's kind of taking his team out on a like a work day out, and he's like trying to get them to do things, and they're kind of into it but not really, and he doesn't really know what he's doing either. He's just a kind of kid himself who's kind of making it up as he goes along, and that kind of comes out in the film. And I just think that was a really great choice, because I think in a lesser movie he would have been like a badass evil guy who's like, I'm a cult leader and I'm cool and I'm doing it. It's like, nah, he's a plonker. He's sort of like David Brent if he was a Satanist. He's just like, that's what comes across to me. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, very good film. I look forward to, if they do get to me the third one, I'll be there again. I'll be in the cinema for that one. It's very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out that sequel for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for the films. On the TV side of things, Paul mentioned he's finished Jackass. I'm 2 episodes into season 2. Season 1 is good. I don't think it's amazing necessarily.
It's finding its feet a little.
Finding its feet. The first episode of season 2 is phenomenal. You've got the cup test, the hockey fighting, tons of great stuff. So season 2, you are truly off to the races. But how do you feel having finished it?
Oh, I mean, I've seen obviously a lot of the clips and stuff, but it's only the second time I've ever sat down and gone through the series end to end. It's interesting because even though they're a band of crazy fool men, there are kind of like even as late as season 3, there are still kind of 3 factions, or you notice that people often pair together. It'd be like you have Aaron Geehee and Dave England as kind of one. They're often together. Wee Man and Preston Lacey are often together. Steve-O and Pontius and Jack and Knoxville's kind of part of their gang. And then you have Bam, Ryan Dunn, and DiCamillo, who is full on for the TV series. You maybe forget how much, but he's a full on like member of as much as anybody else. Like it's typically the 3 of them. And it's surprising watching back that Margera actually doesn't do as much. He's there constantly, but it's usually Ryan Dunn or DiCamillo actually doing whatever, and he's kind of commenting on it more often than not. But
it's typically, if the thing is involving punching one of his own relatives, that's him, and then everything else is kind of like, Oh,
I mean, Phil Margera is probably my favorite character in the whole thing. And I finished watching the CKY films as well. And you actually in those get like extended versions of the Jackass clips, which is fun. But it's interesting because I mentioned I watched the first movie, and you do immediately get like DiCamillo's not named, but he's in the movie. He still shows up 3 or 4 times in the movie, but he's not for whatever reason main cast, let's say. But during the TV series, he sure is. I mean, again, I was watching 2 a night because they're so easy to just you're getting hit with a million things, and of course some of them can be a bit hit and miss. I think especially in season 1, as you meant, you said the amount of times they just do stick a load of stuff to a suit and Johnny Knoxville wears it and walks around
twice.
One of them hits.
No, and he even comments on it for the second one. He's like, this was even worse than the previous one. Yeah, it's like covers himself with fish and then covers himself with bread. What's really mad to me is both of them getting in the show. It's like, you didn't have 60 seconds of other footage when you made this show. Maybe not though,
Very good fun there. Very good. And nice that we have them in some format because like we said, they were never for one reason or another officially released, as far as I know, in their full original order. I know they've been rearranged and put on DVD and stuff. I don't remember, did Paramount say they were going to, or did they ever in the end put them on their services in a didn't they do, and it was like weirdly censored or edited or something?
I think it was yet another thing where it's like, this isn't the complete,
this isn't it. So it's nice that through the novelty of the internet we can still have that. But very much enjoyed the series, very much enjoyed the CKY videos. I think they're all great and worth a watch in terms of cliches. Like I said, the Big Brother movies, skip avoid like the plague. And then I have, of course, all the Jackass movies on DVD and stuff, so I'm watching those. Yeah, good fun to revisit, and excited for what this 5th movie turns out to be.
Yes, yeah.
This seemed like it's going to be a lot of old footage as opposed to all new footage, so we will see. But enjoying that. I will be, as soon as I finish Jackass, rewatching Nirvana, the band, the show as well, in anticipation for that movie to release.
Yes.
So I'm also very much looking forward to revisit that. Been a while since I watched that. I mean, I feel like that's something that I think last time I watched when I was originally banging the drum on that one, was that back in like 2019 or something?
Yeah, pre-COVID.
So I haven't like sat and watched it through since. I don't think, maybe I did once, forgetting it, but feels like a very long time since I watched it. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm still caught up on Fallout, another good app, this latest one. So having a good season of Fallout. I do feel like there's maybe at times too many little stories following at once. I would like them to have like 3 main plots. And sometimes it feels like in a single episode we're getting like 6 different bits. Mm-hmm. And like, okay, we don't need to be Game of Thrones here. We can be a little bit more focused and a little bit, spend more time with the main stuff. But overall, still very much enjoying. Only two more episodes.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, I did watch the first episode of that new one.
The new one.
The new one, yeah.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I have to say, it was delightful.
Really?
It's not like the other two. It is a very kind of, we're in the little fantasy world, and I'm a knight. It's like, I'd never read the book, so I kind of knew that going in. It's a very sort of gentle, like, it's kind of like The Hobbit, you know? It's not sort of dark. It's just a bit of a jaunty tale set in olden times.
Sure.
I would check it out. It's kind of a nice watch if you fancy it. Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah,
there's no magic in it as well. This is before dragons have come back, so there's no magic in it. Any of that bollocks, because we know that's not real. You know, that's what fake. This is proper stuff with knights.
Saw the trailer for it today, and I said, "Oh, Game of Thrones." But I guess I'm painting them all with the same brush there.
I am as well.
Look, listen here, right? You got a big 6'7" fella who bangs his head on doors. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I do like
he tries to walk through a door and he bangs his head on it because he's a big.
I do like when that happens.
Big clumsy giant.
That's that Roald Dahl book, The Big Clumsy Giant.
Yeah.
Also, he did commentary on Collision this week.
Nice. Very good.
Or as I now call him, Nintendo DS Paul Wight.
What?
I won't explain it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't,
I enjoyed it.
Speaking of video games, I've started Ghost of Yotei.
Excellent.
It is. It's excellent. It is excellent. I don't play much of these Assassin's Creed likes, so I don't feel burned out on it. And it was exactly the kind of game I wanted to play at exactly the right time. So I must be 6 hours in or something, and it's very. I mean, funny enough, just having played Outer Worlds and talk about how that doesn't really scratch the itch of my objective is over there, so I'm just going to mark it on my map and walk that way and see what else I come across. Ghost of Yotei very much scratches that itch.
Okay.
But also the stuff it has you do is very fun. There's a lot of, if you remember for the first game, climbing up the little mountain trails to get to the little... Yes. Very good. Some of those, again, very fun platforming and very fun little puzzle solving. The combat I find very satisfying as well. So again, you've got your, not necessarily stances so far, but I've got like katana and then I've got dual katana. So it almost feels closer actually to the Jedi games. You know, where you have lightsaber, then you have split lightsaber.
And it's more kind of whatever way you want to play it.
It almost feels closer to that. So yeah, it's not stances. It's you'll have different weapon types and you can switch very quickly between them based on the enemy you have. Yeah. So it's like enemies with spears, the dual katana is more effective against. But if you're fighting someone with a katana, you better be using a katana as well. And you get special moves you can unlock throughout as well. But yeah, great looking. I'm enjoying the story so far. And the gameplay loop I find super satisfying. So it's very easy for me to sit down and just play for like 2 hours and not even notice the time flying by. So far, again, I'm very early in. But I've just got to you start in one area and I've just got to the second area. It feels like the game gives you a lot of choice in terms of, do you want to go this way first? Do you want to go this way first? Do you want to go this way first? So I've chosen one path. I've just got to the second area in the north. But so far, loving it. I mean, like I say, exactly the kind of game I wanted to play at this moment. So I'll play it like 2 hours a day and get through it. And I don't have a game in mind for what I'll play next. So I'll see. Oh, maybe Metroid. I know, Barry, you were very low on Metroid, but maybe I'll give Metroid a try at least. But otherwise,
curious to know what you think.
Yeah.
The more the dust has settled on that, the more it is not looking good for that game. But
for sure.
Yeah,
I sometimes you enjoy Prime. I've one in the house. It doesn't belong to me, but I will be able to play the game.
You have access to one, yeah. I mean,
I do.
It's not like there's a million other things out for it. A lot of Switch 2 versions of old games coming out, but you know,
yeah.
The only thing of note for me on the game side was I'm still playing Cyberpunk, but I finished up the Phantom Liberty. That was their big single player. Well, the whole game single player. Yes. That was their one big of story DLC they did, and they kind of released it alongside their hey, we've finished fixing the game after its big disastrous launch. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a massive chunk of content. It's basically a whole additional chunk is added to the city, and it's this weird kind of like demarcated kind of autonomous zone that's like a even further rundown shithole than the rest of the city, and it's governed by like this sort of dictator and his militia. And it's a very espionage-y plot. It has a story that ties into the main game, but it is kind of self-contained. The president of the US crash lands into this district. You go in and you rescue her. You bump into this shady Secret Service agent who is the Idris Elba character, and kind of goes from there. It's very espionage-y. There's quite a bit of Mission Impossible face stealing going on, which is really fun. Lots of talking to characters in casinos and then stealing their likenesses and stuff like that. And plus it also, because it adds a chunk of the map, it also just gives you a ton of the side stuff, which I really love in that game, because the side stuff is often, it sounds bad, but it's like, it's often kind of like, okay, you're a mercenary in the game. It's like, okay, someone wants you to steal this bit of tech for them out of this warehouse or this multi-story building or whatever. And it's usually just kind of a, go here and whatever way you've built your character, you can fucking tackle this big open space whichever way you want. So I'm kind of a double jumping, knife throwing hacker. So it's more parts of a map to experiment with that stuff. It's really good. It is really, really good. And so now I've that done and dusted. So I'm going to go back to the main game and keep playing that. Yeah, I'm having a blast with it. It's really fun. That's all I'm really playing at the moment. And if that's all our games, I think that's our show for the week. We will be back next week, probably with more Oscar movies. We will probably have more telly chat, and of course we'll have your Dynamite and Collision reviews and any wrestling news that comes along the way. ChairShotPodcast.com is where you can go to email us, folks. Let us know what wrestling podcasts you listen to. That is my big cue for the week. It's also where you can go, by the way, to check out the Fantasy League standings in real time. If you want to see them,
he's winning. He's defending his title as a staff.
Defending my title. I'm back in front, but we're not even out of January yet, so I'm not going to count those chickens, my delicious chickens. Nom, 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 nom. Game of Thrones, I'll eat every fucking chicken in this place. Victory chickens. With all that said, folks, thank you very much for listening. It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.